just wanna be left alone, wanna be left in my zone. I'm chilling at my home and I don't need nobody. I don't care about your party, I hope you have a ball. I'm chilling on my sofa, I'd rather be alone. I'm feeling antisocial, and I don't wanna hang with anyone, No, I don't. I'm antisocial. Oh, baby, you slowly going crazy. Here's what my girlfriend tells me. Will I tell her maybe? She's just mad because I don't wanna spend a bag. She's just mad because I don't love her back. I'm feeling antisocial, and I don't wanna hang with anyone, No, I don't. I'm antisocial.
Hell yeah. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. What's up? I'm Glick. You guys know that. This is Glick's House of Music. Long time no see. Feels like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Anywho, we are part of the Nonsensical Network. If you're not following us already, well, then go get to it now. We're everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. For the time being, I hear TikTok's going away. I don't know. They've been talking about it for the last 4 years. This might be the real deal. But for the time being, we are on TikTok. Shows are live Monday through Sunday. Welcome back to YouTube. We got in trouble. Got our bottoms spanked, and we were gone for a week. But we're back. YouTube and Facebook, we're live Monday through Sunday. You guys can get in the chatters box and shoot the shit with us. And as always, you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts all at the Nonsensical Network, or you can simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. Got all them links there, including the links to our merch store if you're interested in any of that stuff. We got some goodies up there, and we're going to be working on some more goodies here in the very near future once we get past the holidays, because as we all know, it is a crazy, crazy time of year right now. So, with that being said, little kick-ass music to start the show by Reckless High, Antisocial, and we are joined tonight by one Mr. Solo. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up, man? What's up?
Reckless High, right out the gate, I got to address something, man.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Genre, whatever you want to call it. I love that.
Yeah.
You guys are a nice little hybrid of, I mean, I don't know what you would want to say, like rock, punk.
Yeah.
You know, so and whatever other combinations are there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What kind of music influenced you?
Man, to be honest, man, all kinds of music, bro. That's why there's just, so much diversity within the band. Growing up, it was a lot of classic 70s disco music. It was just a variety from country to rock. I mean, my dad was a drummer in his own band. They played like Mexican rock music, and
oh, nice.
And so yeah, that's where it all comes from, man. It's just a melting pot. That's why I don't like to fit myself in a genre, you know. Even though when we first started, we were strictly new metal, and but you know what, man? You grow, you evolve, and you get tired of one sound, and you just want to have fun, you know.
I think that's ultimately one of the best things about artists is when you can kind of come to a point where it's like, I just want to have fun with the music. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then why do it at the end of the day?
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly,
you,
exactly.
you know, I come across you guys like I come across pretty much every artist I've had on here through Instagram. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, you guys are promoting a song and it catches my ear. And I'm like, ooh, where are they at? You know, because usually you catch me in like
Yeah.
scroll. We're all guilty of the scroll, just killing
Oh, for sure, for sure.
time. And then I'll go, well, they got Spotify, they got YouTube. So going back on your YouTube channel, some of your older stuff that you guys got posted, you definitely hear the new metal sound. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
it's really cool as you listen through to see that evolution to where you guys are now.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of finding your groove. Say that because I've become a fan. You know, this is cool for me because I'm generally not just reaching out to any and every artist. You know, because
Yeah.
they might have one song that really catches your ear, and then you go listen to their catalog, and it's just like, oh,
Very amateur, no good production.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of just kind of whack. So it's like,
yeah.
and I'm a music nerd. You know, I listen to all genres, all eras, decades, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Um, so you know, but I've become a fan, and I've
Thank you.
enjoyed. I'm looking forward to as you guys progress and more stuff you got coming out down the road. Now
Yeah.
you're a Houston boy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Out here
Texas
in
is
Houston. Not born and raised, but I lived a long time out here. Just
nice.
put it that way. So I claim it.
There you go. There you go. H Town.
H Town. Yes, sir.
I was gonna say Texas is Texas is known for they got quite a bit of music out there. Different
Yeah.
styles of music, different influences and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
I've never been out there. I do want to get out there eventually one day. I got a buddy that lives in Austin and he was like, dude,
Yeah.
he said
You got to.
he said you'll love the music, you'll love the food.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Austin's different compared to Houston though. It's night and day. I'll tell you that right now. Austin is very it's strange. Let's just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool though. It's a whole vibe, and we played out there a lot back in the good South by Southwest days. You know, when things were really grooving and popping. You know, after COVID, it just destroyed the scene.
Yeah.
Same here in Houston. Before COVID, oh dude, we were gigging out here. A lot of great bands were coming up, and then COVID hit, and it went downhill. But you're right, man. There's still a lot of great talent out here. A lot of the music scene is still buzzing. So we're just trying to stay in it, you know.
Yeah, I was talking. I think it was last week. I was talking to my guest I had last week. We were talking about COVID. Now, have you guys has there been any kind of recovery with the music scene and the live gigs and stuff like that? It's just kind of a slow burn or anything.
It's just it hasn't picked up. Not for us anyway, because like COVID happened, and then went through some lineup changes, and so COVID, man, just COVID. You know, lineup changes, venues not booking, venues were struggling, just like everybody else was. There just it was horrible. A lot of the like historical venues here in Houston, they closed their doors,
But
and
for good.
for
Damn.
good. Um, the Houston scene was really good, bro, before COVID. COVID hit, dude, and it destroyed everything. And it's sad to see. One of my favorite clubs here in Houston, Acadia Bar. It was like one of the main spots that locals went to. Out National touring bands always played there. it was an awesome stage, and they closed their doors about 6-7 months ago, I think, and it was sad, dude. It was sad. A lot of these venues have been holding on, not making very much money, and it catches up. It catches up.
Yeah, no, that I hate hearing that because as a fan's perspective, I'm a huge, obviously we all have our big name acts that we like and stuff like that, but I'm a huge supporter and when I have the time and I'm able to, I love to go to check out the local music scene. I love the local musicians. I don't care if it's a 80s hair band cover band and that's all they do, or our covers, or if it's a local band doing all originals and stuff like that. It seems like here where I'm at, I'm in Columbus, the Columbus area here in Ohio. The music scene is definitely thriving.
Okay, cool.
Grateful for that. I don't get out as much as I would like. And then in my little town where I'm at, we have several bars and stuff like that. That seems like every weekend they have some music there, live music.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure.
So it's unfortunate to hear, towns, places like Houston or, even some of the other areas that have been affected that are known for music or have a good music scene that kind of hit that skid. And, unfortunately, here we are, 3 years, 4 years later, and a lot of things still haven't quite recovered from the whole COVID fiasco, no matter what you believe one way or another, or how your opinion is on COVID.
Hasn't it been longer than 3 years? I thought it was like 5-6 years ago.
It has been. Hell, I don't know. I don't even know.
Dude, time's flying by so quick, bro. Yeah, Yeah, you know what though, dude? It's sad. It's a sad thing, but there's still a lot of a lot of the bands that were coming up the same time we were coming up in like 2012 when we first came out. Like a lot of bands had a lot of potential, and I felt like we had potential too to really take it out further than the city, and to see a lot of those acts that they don't exist anymore, and a lot of these musicians that I know they're not playing anymore. They're not. And I'm like, dude, like music's your life. Like, come on, like, you got to get something going. Like, and a lot of people just kind of just clock in with it, because let's face it, man. Music is healing to people. Music is therapy to people. But for the musician, sometimes it gets real tiring. Real stressful for us to keep creating it, but we're motivated by that fact that people listen to our music and heal from it. But some musicians that I know, really talented individuals, they just said, hey man, I can't do it no more. I got family, I gotta focus on other things, and COVID was kind of like that eye opener for them because they got a lot of downtime. And for me too, dude, I was ready to give up. I was ready to step away because I'm 15 years in the music industry, and haven't quite got that number one hit, haven't quite that traction. Have we had some success? Yes, we've had some great opportunities, but COVID hit, bro, and it just kind of just tanked a lot of stuff. But you know what, I decided to keep going. I decided to keep writing. I lost my second lineup of the band, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this on my own. And for the past 2 years, I've been producing all the music. I've been writing all the music right here in my little studio. And just steadily moving,
Yeah, man. That's awesome. It always sucks when you see people kind of lose that passion for whatever they're doing, whether it be music or art or podcasting or whatever. It always sucks, especially when they're talented.
Yeah.
But it speaks volumes for you as a person, and everybody else who somehow finds a way to keep that fire, finds that little spark, that little ember to keep that fire alive, and something you truly enjoy and something you truly like to do.
For real, man. It's hard. It's hard, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to keep on doing what I'm doing, and even though I'm not making money off it. And I'm at the point where it's not even about that anymore. Yeah, I'm 35. Not that I'm old or anything, but I started Reckless High when I was 20 years old.
Oh wow.
So, wasn't even old enough to buy beer, and it's one of those things where I do it for that one or two people that hit me up in the messenger, like, yo, I've been listening to you since 2012, and like, I really love your music, and that keeps me going. That keeps me going, because so many times I want to give up and just focus on my life and my kids, and but you know what? I'm a musician to the core, and it's in my blood. So as long as I can inspire one or two people, which I've been grateful to have more than one or two people, man. I have a nice little following. I talk to people on the daily. People buy merch. It's just been a brick by brick kind of thing, just building it up.
Yeah, man. I and like you said earlier, for some people, music is therapeutic. It's healing. I'm one of those guys. You might not. We have a show here on the network for men's mental health on Mondays, and when I first started that show, and it's sometimes it's hard to talk to people about what you're going through, and sometimes we feel alone. But when you listen to some music and some artists who really put their heart and soul in what they write and what they do, sometimes you find those songs that you can really relate to, and it's like, all right, this is going to be that song that helps me get out of my dark place, because I'm not. You finally come to that realization that, oh my God, I'm not the only person going through this same situation right now. I'm not the only one feeling this way right now. So,
Yep.
and to inspire people and to help people, you never know what song or what words you may say that will really help somebody get out of a funk and get them onto a better place.
Amen.
So,
yeah, true.
And not only that, but you said you're a dad. I'm a dad as well.
Yes, sir.
I got three of them almost grown. Almost grown. I'm counting down the days. I got 7 years left on my sentence before I get paroled for good behavior.
I feel you.
But you're also an inspiration to your kids. They might not realize it. They might not realize it, but they see dad not giving up on his dream.
Yeah, that's the big thing, bro. You hit it right on the head for me. Before my kids came into the picture, I have an 8-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. But before they came into the picture, it was drugs, rock and roll, and had a good run with that. But when my kids came into the picture, things changed for me, and decided to get sober. I got on the sober journey. Quit drinking alcohol, quit partying, doing cocaine, methamphetamines. I was hooked on that stuff since I was 13 years old. Story goes deep, man, but once my kids came into the picture, I decided, like, man, I got to change. I got to break this cycle. And my son, he's 8 years old. He's my biggest fan. He's my biggest fan. So I don't curse in my music. None of my music is vulgar, or I try not to have to put that parental on it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I have strived for, though, before my kids, though, with the music and the message. But the thing about it, though, it was very hypocritical, because I would talk about overcoming and all this on stage, and we got to a point where we were gigging every week, 2-3 shows a week. In the early 2012, 2013, we were opening up for big acts here in Houston, House of Blues, Warehouse Live, all the local venues. We were just killing it. And I'm over here preaching, oh, you can get through whatever and blah, 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 and after the show, I'm going backstage and, hitting lines.
Yeah.
and that caught up to me, man. Because not only did I lose a lot of opportunities, great opportunities, I lost a lot of great people in my life because of that. But you know, it was one of those things where kids will change you. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make music for my kids that my kids can listen to. And if they can't vibe it and really like me feel comfortable letting them listen to it, then it's not the right message, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly. It's funny how that light switch kind of goes on when you have kids. I know when I was my kids are my oldest one, she's 19, and I got a 15-year-old daughter, and my boy's 11. But you know, before my oldest one was born, man, I never got into the drug scene. You know, that was one thing that I did stay away from. But I was a raging alcoholic, and I had a mean streak a mile long, man. I was a pretty, you know, I was a loose cannon. But as soon as I found out that my ex-wife was pregnant with her, I was just like, that light switch went on. Like, bro, now you got this little life coming in. You know, it's time to grow up, man. I never quit drinking, but I did slow down a lot. It wasn't actually until in the last, and I was, you know, I beat the alcoholism stuff, but I still like to drink. I never was.
Yeah. As long as you have control, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. It's like control about control. And I tell that to people. Like, I have people who hang around me. Well, you know, I'm almost 4 years off this shit. So in the beginning, you know, I had friends, oh, dude, we don't want to drink around you, blah, blah, blah. I said, dude, do what you got to do. Do what you want to do. It's not affecting me. I'm living my life. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm not here to preach to y'all, you know. Y'all have fun. But it was one of those things where I would see them taking it too far. And it's like, when do you become the good friend?
Yeah.
To be like, hey, homie, listen, I ain't trying to tell you how to live your life, but hey, man, slow it down. Just take, just, you know what I mean? You know, but when I've learned through this journey of mine, like I have zero friends. I'll tell you that right now. But when I was partying and life of the party, you know, my phone never stopped ringing, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing is that once you start to try to help somebody, you know, they get offensive, and then it's like, all right, bro, I can't help you or even try to give you any kind of advice. But you know what? I wish you well. I love you. Step away.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. And that's the thing. I just tell people around me, man, just control it. Just control it. Don't want to wake up in that next morning with a big regret, man.
Yep. I think that's the biggest thing, and I've said that a million times, is I didn't have control over that quote unquote demon alcohol. Now I got control of it. Now I can drink. I can have a good time. You know, I used to drink when we first started the shows. I would drink every show. Now I drink on Saturdays, and I do 4 or 5 shows a week. You know, I got 4 or 5 different shows a week that I do, and I just drink every once in a while during the week. I might be like, you know, I want to have a couple.
That's fine, man. You could drink every day. You could have 3 or 4 a day, and you know, I wouldn't consider that an alcoholic. If you drink a 12-pack a night, then, or 16-pack every night, then okay, I mean, you know.
Yeah, my God,
but 3 or 4 beers, I mean, do your thing, you know.
Yeah, and that's where I was when we first started the show. I would kill a 12-pack or more on a night that we were doing the show, and it was just like, man, this is easy. And then wake up, and now it's like, nah, I'm good. I'll drink my water. I'll drink my pop during the show, whatever the case may be. Maybe a glass of milk in a dirty mug.
It's some hangovers, bro. It's those hangovers.
Hey,
waking up with that headache.
Yeah. I'm 42 years old. Them hangovers, they suck when you get older.
Oh yeah. You got an IV and everything. You got to hook up everything. Gatorade, everything. You down. Yeah.
It's definitely game over. But no, man. I mean, that's part of that. Part of that journey of healing. Like you said, you're on that journey. I think a lot of us are. And you said you have zero friends. I feel that, man, because when you start to heal and you start to get better, that circle, that circle used to be real big. Real big. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But not only does that circle get smaller, I've also noticed, and I've realized this, and I've talked to people about it. the snakes in the yard get fewer and fewer because you don't have as many hanger-oners or leeches or, people who encourage the craziness and stuff like that. The real ones stick around, but hey, my circle is real small these days, but I'm a much happier person. I'm a much better person to be around too. I feel.
Oh yeah.
Like I am.
No, dude. No, everything you're saying, bro. No, it's 100. Like for real. Because once that circle starts to get smaller and you start to realize like who's there, who's real, who's fake. You see it real quick. And the thing is, for me, it was kind of like sad in the beginning because I was like, man, this is depressing about myself, and I don't have no one to hang out with. But then you look at those people and they're living that same cycle, and it's like, nah, bro, nah, like you can have that. You can have that. I'm waking up feeling fine, feeling good on my Sundays, doing what I got to do. I'm not very religious, but I pray and I give praise, and and as long as I can give myself that positivity and not have these people around me, I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna do just that because I've lived a life of chaos since I was a very young kid, and I got tired of it, dude. I got tired of it. Just exhausted, man.
Yeah, it's one of those. No, excuse me. It goes back to just evolution, man. Just we evolve as humans.
Yeah, man.
You can evolve, or you can continue to de-evolve, whichever way you want to go. The choice is yours. But,
yeah, choice is yours, man. Choice is yours. But you ain't bringing me down with you. You know what I mean? Like that's it. And that goes for friends, family, dude. One of the hardest things that I had to do was cut family off, and but it's necessary. It's necessary for your health, and that's something that I preach to my followers and people that want to listen to what I have to say on my platform. Man, it could be your own mama, it could be your own dad. If they don't have your best interest at heart and they're not pushing you in a positive way, I'm sorry. You might love them, but you gotta love them from afar, baby, because they ain't gonna do nothing but bring you down.
Yep, I've been there almost 2 years ago. My pops and I had a huge falling out. Love the man to death, but I had to tell him, look, you got to go. I can't do this. Like you see what I'm doing. You see what I'm going through, and I don't need this negativity in my life. I hated doing it, but like I said, love the man to death. He's my dad, but it was the best thing I could do for me and my mental health was to walk away. And hell, man, I'm right there with you. I've preached that to people a million times over. Like, it's okay to be selfish and put yourself first when it comes to your mental health and it comes to your well-being.
Yes, and that for me that was the hard part because I never did that. I was always the person everybody relied on. Everybody wanted to hit up, and everybody called me, and it's like I got to a point. I said, you know what, man, I'm tired of doing for others, man. When is somebody gonna do something for me?
Right. Yeah.
Well, and I'm grateful that God put me in a position to be a leader. I'm grateful for that.
I inform you that you are not 42 anymore. You are, in fact, 43.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, you got age check.
I'm the one who bought your birthday extra candles. You're 43.
Oh, I'm 42-ish.
No, homie. You're 43.
You're 43.
Apparently I'm 43. Look, hey, you know what? It's been a rough day.
First COVID was 3 years ago. Now you're 42.
What?
It's been a rough day.
Yeah.
No.
Go away.
Well, you're 43. It's just
I can still put you up for adoption.
No, you cannot. I'm 19 years old.
Yeah, I'll sell you to the circus.
They probably love me more than you.
Apparently, I'm 43. Yeah, no, I told my fiance, I get this every once in a while. I think it might be related to like my anxiety or my stress, but every once in a while, I don't really know what it's from, but my stomach will just become a wreck, and I'll spare all the gross details, obviously, that comes along with your stomach being a wreck. Yeah. I picked her up from work, and we had to go into the store, and I said, I'm just not braining today. Like my brain is just. I left work early. I came home. I slept for a couple hours. I took a nice long hot shower, slept for a couple hours. I said, I'm just a fog today. Like, I don't know what's what, where I'm going.
It happens, bro. It happens, man. It happens, dude. It happens, bro.
Only paid for 2 months today.
Okay. If you say so. I'm not believing it, but if you say so. I'll do the math later.
He's like, man, I know my age, man.
Yeah. I was born in 81. Do the math. That's 42. Wait a minute. It was 43. Never mind.
Oh, hold up. Yeah, nah. Yeah, man. But yeah, dude. Yeah. Life, bro. You got to evolve, and that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at in my life, just trying to evolve and make good music. Like Antisocial. Antisocial was my first punk rock kind of song. Produced it, wrote it, and I really did that song because I kind of seen what my son was listening to, and I kind of seen what was playing like on the Fortnite and like the games he plays and stuff, and I was like, man, I can make music like that, I can make universal music. I want to be able to make that kind of music because I know I'm capable of making it. And that's when I just started stepping outside the box. I was like, you have to. I'm like, because if I just stay new metal, you box yourself into this. And that's why I changed the genre, because before on the Instagram it said new metal. Yeah. And at one point, and back years back, it said New Metal Kings.
Nice.
so that's why I was just like, man, whatever the hell you want to call it, because man, I got some country rock shit I'm working on. I got some straight up country ballad I'm working on. I got some straight up Deftones shit. I got some Korn shit. I got some new metal rock shit, bro. I'm just doing it, And somebody told me, I spoke with one of my engineers, and he said, man, listen, I'm not trying to come at you negative. And I said, all right, what's up? What's up? Talk to me. He's like, but I just feel like maybe it might be an issue with you making all these different kind of sounds. And I said, well, why do you think that? He's like, well, you did Antisocial. It's your only punk rock song that you have on the catalog. You're pushing ads. You did a video. You're drawing in people with that. But the song that we dropped after Antisocial was like a slow acoustic song. It wasn't a punk rock song, It was something completely far left that this punk rock audience is probably not gonna like. And I understood I got what he was saying. Yeah, I did. But my answer to him was like, listen, man, nothing has hit for me yet. It might be a country song that hits for me.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. But I'm not going to box myself in and limit myself, nor am I just trying to hop on trends, because that's not what I do. I'm a Texas boy. I'm from the country. We H-Town. We got the southern swang. I mean, we doing it. We've been doing it for a long time. So now I'm trying to incorporate all that into this now.
Yeah.
The last three releases, Full Throttle was some it gave me like a country rock vibe. Deja Vu and Poison, they were just slow acoustic records. And I hadn't made that kind of stuff, but I had fun making it. And I told my producer at the time, and we were chatting, I said, man, that's some really good feedback. I understand where you're coming from, but at this point in my life, I'm 35 years old. I want to make what I want to make.
Yeah.
I don't care if it hits, if it doesn't. When I was in a band with 7 guys, and you got this group, it was hard to just be like, hey guys, let's make a country rock song. Because I had a drummer that was from Colombia, and he was death metal and didn't listen to anything else but that. And it's like, you couldn't do that,
Yeah, right.
He wouldn't even know, guitarist is a metalhead to the core. It's like, all right, we know we're just going to strictly make metal and new metal. So for the longest, I've been wanting to just step outside the box, but just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it until now.
Yeah, you step out, do your own thing. You do what sounds good to you. You do it. Got a very good friend of mine, former guest of this show, now co-host on my football show that I do on Sundays, Derek Wayne Douglas. Started out as a rapper. Still does kind of the rap thing, but he's also starting to get more into the country rap, and he's venturing out. You know, it's like,
yeah, man.
If people are a fan of you or your band, whatever the case may be,
yes,
they're going to be a fan and they're going to be interested and intrigued. Like, wait a minute, he just put out this punk rock song, and now he's shooting us with like an acoustic slow song, and then a country. Like, all right, we got a nice little. It's like going to a buffet, man. You never know what you're going to find, but
yes, sir.
If you're a fan, you're going to find something you like at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. And that's it, bro. That's 100% right. I that was my reply to him. I said, if they're a fan of me and they love me, they might not like that song, but they're not. It's not going to make them unfollow me.
Yeah.
They're going to still jam what they like of me. Keep wanting to see me on my platform. I literally had somebody hit me up today. Like, I guess they got hacked on their Instagram and they were out of social media for a while, and they hit me up like, dude, man, I miss seeing your post, and it's good to be back on, social media, to see you. And so, I had a conversation with that individual for a little bit, and but I was like, man, it's what it's all about, man. It's what it's all about. Because there's times where I'm sitting right here in my studio and I'm down, feel like I'm not gonna make it, just want to give up hope on music. I'm successful in what I do as far as outside of music with my business. Music has never been my number one source of income. Never. I spent so much money on music,
Yeah, right.
So it's one of those things where, man, it's not about music no more. It's just about making, money anymore. It's just about the music and creating those relationships along the way. And
doing what you love. Ultimately, it would be nice to. I'm sure, just kind of like us here. We don't make any money doing these podcasts. I love doing it. This is me, and I love being able to talk to people and hang out with people and doing the different shows. People get to see different sides of me. Much like you with your music, you're a variety. Tuesday nights you see me doing this. Wednesday nights you see us having fun doing crazy ass news stories. Saturday night you just see balls to the wall, complete anarchy. A bunch of guys having fun, hanging out, and then Sunday I tone it down a little bit and we do football. My son and I do a wrestling podcast together.
Nice.
I've been a big wrestling fan my whole life. In the last couple of years, he's come around to it and has become a diehard wrestling fan. And we were talking on the couch one day, and I was like, we could do a podcast together. And it was like his eyes got real big. He's like, really? I said, we're already talking wrestling. Why don't we do it live? I said, there's bound to be people out there that enjoy wrestling too and will like the show. And so now him and I do a wrestling show together. So, and you get to see a little, it's not always wild and crazy Glick. You get to see me tone down a little bit throughout the week and do different things. And I like that variety, but I love ultimately being behind a microphone, talking and chatting and whatnot. So, one day, I would love for us to make money. It's not the end all be all goal, but it'll. I truly believe it'll happen down the road.
Yeah, you got to believe in it, man. You got to believe in it. That's the number one thing. Believing in it, staying consistent. You're not gonna know if it's gonna work out if you don't do it.
Yeah. I spent
that's
many years,
plain and simple.
Yeah. I spent a lot of years talking about it. I also was in a very toxic marriage, but I spent many years talking about it. And finally, and the guys will tell you on the show, I'm a really big proponent. I'll tell somebody, don't talk about it. Be about it. Whatever it is. Don't talk about it. Just be about it. If you want to come and throw hands because you don't like me, don't talk about it. Be about it. If you want to become a professional skateboarder, well, you've been talking about it for 10 years. You're only getting older, bro.
Yeah, be about it.
Stop talking about it and be about it.
Yep. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I had to take my own advice one day, and finally, just randomly talking to my reconnecting with my co-host Jeff and co-creator of this network with me. I was like, bro, you want to do a podcast? And without hesitation, he was like, let's do it. I don't know anything about it, but let's do it. I said, neither do I. I'm going to go buy a laptop today. So we'll learn as we go.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's about having fun. It's the same thing with the music. When I just decided that I was going to write and produce my own stuff, like I had to learn the equipment, learn these programs. I was working on a song today, and just kind of sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, I remember when I first started, it was all about whose nice studio are you going to go to record, right? And then you get there, and they're like, all right, it's going to be $1,500 a song, and you're so stoked. And you're on your new band, all your bandmates, so everybody pitches in, and you record, you're in the studio, but you get this shitty quality.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, bro, we can do this shit in our own studio. We can do this in our own way. Like, we just got bamboozled by some of these industry producers. Like, it was a learning thing for me. Of course, I met some great producers. I've worked with some horrible ones. Horror stories. But the ones I got now are the ones that I've had for the past. I've been working with my producer FM since I was 18 years old. I've been knowing him, and he's one of the hottest producers in Houston, producing a lot of the big names, rap artists. Hip hop's big out here.
I was gonna say, Houston's got a big rap scene.
Yeah, the Houston rap scene is way more explosive and huge than the rock metal scene will ever be. The Houston scene is just crazy with that. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of swag out here, man. There's a lot of swag, a lot of style, a lot of cultures out here, from whites, blacks, Mexicans, Asians. You got Asians in the hood. You got white boys in the hood. I mean, it's it's a mixture of everything. Even in the rich side of towns, it's not just a Caucasian area. No, man, it's a freaking mixture of people at all times. You know what I mean? But that's what it is over here. That's what it is down in our area. But the hip hop scene just thrives off that, and a lot of people mimic, that hip hop style and all that. But man, it's huge out here, and that's what I started out in the Houston hip hop scene. That's before I did new metal. Before I was doing this, man, I was a rapper, bro. I was. I had the braids, the gold grill, the Cadillac sitting on fucking. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, we used to ride leather seat, bro. Don't get me started. Back in the day, had the '99 Lactiville. I still got it. It's in the garage.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
But I I don't have it all decked out like I used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, I mean, when you grow up, Ross, and there's been some big names that have come out of Houston. Like, I mean, there's an absolute legend in the rap industry, Scarface.
Oh yeah, Scarface, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Zero. It goes Travis Scott. You got acts like Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, of course, is probably the biggest one out of Houston. Destiny's Child, they're out of Houston.
Yeah.
But man, and a lot of those rappers are still doing their thing. Scarface, he's still doing his thing. Scarface got the podcast now. I watch it from time to time, and it's cool to just hear those old school stories. That you never knew. It's cool because they were talking about on Scarface podcast, like a lot of the Ghetto Boys records. My mind's playing tricks on me. Like you start hearing them tell the story how they recorded it and who was in the studio at the time, and it's like, dang,
Yeah.
you would have never known. You would have never known that story if they didn't run on a podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's wild. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, the genre or anything like that. When you hear some of the behind the scenes stories from artists, and like, you know, like you know Zeppelin or something like that, they're recording,
Yeah.
you know, an album, and it's just like, you know, you never knew that they had so and so come in the studio and play a guitar riff for a song or whatever. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
why, or you know, like rappers and whatnot. You're like, holy shit, I didn't know that. You know, so and so laid this beat down or whatever. Like, you would never know that until you hear
Yep.
these stories. You know, if you're fortunate enough to, whether
Yeah.
they start a podcast or they're in an interview, and you know the interviewer asks the right questions, and they don't do the same boring run of the mill 5-minute interview and push them out the door. You know,
Yeah, right.
dig.
What inspires you?
Yeah.
Where were you? Where are you born and raised? And okay, bye. You know.
You know, I when I started to do this show, I was like, you know what? I want to ask the questions because people are curious.
Yeah,
But
no
I
doubt.
also want to make it like a chill hangout where we're just shooting the shit, and where the
Yeah.
conversation goes, the conversation goes. I have my man down in Miami, AJG. He's a rapper. Him and I did he was on the show. And we went so far left off the fucking tracks from music. We were just hanging out, having a good time. You know,
Yeah,
like,
man. What's it about?
hey, we got about a good 45 minutes of conversation and interview, and then we were just hanging out the rest of the time, having a good time, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
You never know. There's a band that I've become very close to. They're basically family at this point, the Southern Outlaws. You know, this show's normally about 2 hours. I can go shorter or a little bit longer if need be. We went 6 hours, and we were drinking the whole. Yeah, we were drinking the whole time. We were having a ball. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, we've been going 6 hours. I used to do the show on Friday night, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
I learned real quick. Hey, stupid, you can't do a music show on Friday night because that's prime gig night for a lot of artists.
Yeah, everybody's gigging. People are going to shows. Yeah.
So,
Nah,
but
for sure.
yeah, we did 6 hours. We were all drinking. We had an absolute ball, and I was like, this is what I want this show to be. I can spotlight and give a little bit of attention to the up and coming local artists. Doesn't matter where they're from. Hang out, get to know them, maybe make some friendships, maybe never talk again after the show's over. What's up, Steven? I've developed some friendships with some artists. Like I said, one guy, he's now co-hosts my football show with me. So,
Yeah, man. It's all about just chatting, and I think that's what a lot of people want to see from artists they follow or people that they just see on social media. They want to see a different side of them, and I think that's why I've become a fan of podcasts. I used to watch the Mike Tyson podcast religiously. He don't do it anymore, but Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. I mean, every episode came out. I mean, I was on it just because the guests he was bringing, they were telling them stories that I wanted to hear. Because I grew up on old school hip hop. I grew up on the old school classic movies, Scarface, Friday. You know, I grew up on the Tupac, the Biggie, the Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, that was my era. You know, so. Especially growing up, my brothers, you know, they were street dudes, and they were always jamming that kind of stuff around us growing up. And it's like one of those things. It's like, man, I really enjoy hearing these stories because it's motivating to me. It's motivating to see, because sometimes I feel like there's a clock. I feel like I'm on a time frame. Like, dude, you can't be 40 making music. Like, I get that in my head sometimes. It's like, yeah, you can. But you start to think like, well, it's going to be whack, you know, like you need to figure out something different. It's just one of those things. It's just a mind game. But when I see people still in the game, for instance, Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Been a big fan of Jelly Roll since way back in the day. And to see where he's at now at the age of his success, it's like, yeah, don't give up, man. Don't give up.
Yeah, sometimes it's a long road.
It is,
you know,
man.
you know, some people will will pop off real quick. You know, they drop that one song, and the next thing you know, they're skyrocketing.
Yep.
But that flame burns out real quick. Then you got others who, you know, like you said, Jelly Roll. You know, he's been around for. You know, you look back at.
Oh man.
Even like Kid Rock, he was in the music scene for a long time. Eminem was around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And till, you know, and they changed. You know, they changed it up a little bit, especially Kid Rock, because he was doing the rapping and whatnot, and he just went like complete 180 and started doing rock, country rock, whatever you want to call it. And then, you know, he kind of blew up. You know, Jelly Roll was with ICP back in the day. You know,
he was with ICP, 3-6 Mafia, Little White, like he was, you know, and it's like to see that, like it was crazy. It really was, because it was like I'm a diehard Southern rap music fan. Like that's what I listen to a lot. UGK, 3-6 Mafia, all that stuff, man. It's on my playlist. And that's my roots, dude. And I think that's something that I'm trying to bring out now, man. Because I see the industry, I see things like, I see artists like Jelly Roll, and I'm like, yo, we're in a different era now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to just be free and have fun and not be so serious, man.
Yeah.
This whole time in my music career, I've been so serious. I had an ego this fucking huge. and people who used to be in my band, they could say so much about me, as I could say about them. But and I'll admit it was this big. But at the end of the day, it's like, nah, man. You grow, you learn, have fun, grow with the times, stop gatekeeping bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Love people, love yourself, try to just live the best life you can live. It's like, it's hard to preach that to the youngsters, because it's like, man, they're going to do what they want. But it's, for me, it's like, man, if I see somebody, especially a fan or somebody, you know, in their like my age,
mm-hmm.
and I see them kind of on that path, I hate to say anything to anybody, but I will be like, hey, man, I'm here for you if you need me.
Yeah.
Because I see them struggling, you know, and that's my approach to people. Hey, man, if you need to talk, I'm here. I don't, hey, man, you need to change. You need to do that. No. I'm here. I'm going to listen to you. I'm a real person. And it's crazy, because I've had people, I'm nobody. I got 3,000 followers on there. But when you interact with somebody, you're like a star to them.
Yeah.
It's like, and it makes me feel good. But at the same time, it's like, hey, man, I'm just a human being like you, bro.
I'm just a guy, you know. I'm just a guy.
Dude, I'm just a dude going through the same shit, dog. And if you want to know how I did it, I'll let you know. But I'm not gonna sit here and try to preach to you or nothing. But yo, I offered an ear. You want to tell me your story? I'll freaking listen to you, and then we can chat about it and see what you want to do. You know what I mean? And how we can relate and see what's up. But that's my approach, man. I don't try to. No, dude. It's like, man, how can we help you, dude? How can I help you? Like, I ain't even gonna, because you know, people around them are probably like, get your shit together, dude. Quit fucking up. Because I have people in my ear like that all the time, and it's just like, you don't want to hear that shit, because you just want to hear someone say, hey, man, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's that unsolicited advice. You know, you're like, look, I started a men's mental health show, and I told the guys when we started, I said, look, if we can help one guy, awesome. I said, but we're not here. We're not experts. None of us went to college for this stuff. None of us are doing, you know, we're just sharing our life experiences, sharing what we've been through and where we've gone, and letting that door be open for other men that, like, hey, you know, it's all right. You know, there's a stigma on our mental health, but it's all right. We're here if you need to talk, or if you want to talk, rather than, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to change this, like that, man. That shit, that shit's like, it's like fuel to, it's like gasoline to fire. You know, I know when I was going through my shit and I was dealing with shit, and I still, I'm not perfect by no means, but when I was going through I hated when somebody just was like, yo, you need to do that. No, I like get the fuck on. Like I'm already starting to push you away because I don't need you to tell me how to live my life, you know. But I'll tell you what, the people who hit the most and hit the hardest were the ones who were like, hey, you're now going through some stuff. If you ever need anything, you know where I'm at. You know, it's just like,
for sure.
You know, you still do that dance when you know you're going through some shit. Like, should I reach out or should I not reach out? But you know, it's open. You know, so those were the people who really helped, and that was what was the most beneficial, was knowing that there was at least one person out there that I could talk to that wasn't in my ear telling me how to live my life. You know, they were just there.
It's important, man. It's important to it's important. Like somebody told me once, it's like, just shut up and listen to somebody, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, quit trying to tell them what to do. Just shut up and listen, and you'll really be able to tap into that person. You'll really be able to create a relation and a connection with somebody. You know, instead of cutting somebody off and telling them what they need to do. It's like, all right, you know, once you let somebody vent and talk to you, then you become a cool motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Hey man, you pretty cool, bro. Thanks for letting me talk, bro. Thanks for letting me vent. Oh shit, man, you know, I'm saying that's what we're doing here. You know, like I got you 100%. Like you said, dude, I ain't perfect, man. I struggle on a daily. Depression, anxiety. I got a lot of that, man. And that's something that I express to people that I talk to on a daily and through Messenger. Like, I talk to quite a bit of people, and they keep me going, and I'm very grateful for them. It's about a good 15 people that I keep in rotation, and they let me know what's going on in their life. I let them know, and that's what it's about, man. I'm like, man, I got at least these people. I might not be 100, 1,000. I'm not selling out arenas, but man, I got these people in my life, and I'm somebody to them, and that's all that matters. And to my son, I'm a rock star.
Yeah, right.
Like he thinks I'm the biggest thing on the planet, bro. And I got merch and all this stuff. He sees it, and you know he wants to wear it. So you know I make him his own little custom merch, and it's like, man, this is it for me right here. And this is what I feel like is gonna help me get to where I need to get, because I'm being real. Going back to being that hypocrite I used to be. Nah, I can actually give somebody some truthful meaning words because I'm living it now. I'm living it now.
Right.
I'm walking it now, bro. I'm walking it now. So I know what it is to be clean for several years. I know what it's like to not drink alcohol for years and not do drugs. I know it. I know the feeling of waking up, just being able to breathe and feeling good. And it's like, hey, homie, do you want that same feeling? Because it's one hell of a feeling, bro.
Yeah, right. It's
you know?
It's a much better feeling than waking up with you know, the hangovers and you know, like you know, you have a wild night and you wake up and the first thought that comes to your head is, what I do last night.
Yeah.
Man, well, you
check
know,
the wallet. You do the whole.
You got the instant regret sets in. It's like, what did I do last night? What did I say? Who did I talk to? Like, you know,
start going through the phone, looking at the text, the calls, like,
yep.
Yep. Dude, I've been there, bro. I don't ever want to live that again.
It's nice to just kind of wake up and go about your normal morning routine, or you know, whatever. It's just like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm the most focused I am now. I feel like I'm the best artist now. I feel like I'm the best. I struggle in some departments in my personal life, but I'm working on a lot of that. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I feel like I'm just trying to be transparent with my followers. And like I said, man, I built this thing from ground up. The Instagram is only 3 years old. the first Instagram had like 10,000 followers, but one of the original members at the time, uh, yeah, he had control of that. And when I decided to kind of take reins of over everything, I just started to, do it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I had zero Instagram presence. 3 years ago, I had zero Instagram presence. Was barely on Facebook. I just posted. I wasn't really posting like my music content. I wasn't into that. Now I'm making reels. I make content, short
Mm-hmm.
content, because I can do that here at home now.
Yeah.
And I bought the camera. I got the Sony. Fuck, I forgot, but $1,000 camera. Invested into that. I got my own studio. Dropped a couple grand in that, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
enough to be able to do everything right here.
Yeah.
This is my spot, and it's a good thing because the game has changed. The music industry, it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's about now. Like being able to do
Yeah.
the shit from your house, not
Yeah.
pay $1,000 for a fucking music video. Like, bro, we're gonna shoot this. Okay, Antisocial. I shot Antisocial.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I shot
Yeah.
Antisocial with my camera. Had somebody edit. They charged me like $300. So that whole video was only $300 because I shot it. We did it at the homies rehearsal studio, and yeah, I just paid for the editing, and that was it. But
Oh, yeah.
the previous 3 videos, one was two grand, one was 1,800. The all over one was like 900. It was that I found somebody to come in at a low price, but yeah, dude, it gets so expensive. So it's like to be able to just do shit like that now, short reels, short content. You can release more music. You can release whatever you want. You don't even have to release it with a video. You can release it with 3 or 4 solid reels.
Yeah.
And there's a release. You don't have to go spend all this money on a video and blah 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 blah. So game has changed, man. It's crazy. I love it though because I don't gotta leave my house.
Right. Right.
I don't gotta leave my house, dude.
Matlock Fabrication over here in the chat said, "What up, homie? Cool to see you on a podcast."
What's up, homie? So yeah, we shot Matt. Matt is the guitarist in Antisocial, and we shot that video at his spot. Hey, let me go get my charger. I gotta put my phone on charge real quick.
You're good. Actually, you do that, and I'll play a real quick song.
All right.
Let's do. I'm really digging this, so let's do this.
I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt. Steady, pull it back and aim. You know I'm coming with the heat. Are you ready for the war in the streets? Floor throttle till they bury me. They will know my story. I'm aiming for the glory. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt. rest is history. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts, hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt, dirt. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts, hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt, dirt. Let's go! I'm ready for the brawl. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts, hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt, dirt. I'm never giving up. I got my back against the wall. I gotta stand tall. I'm ready for the brawl. Gotta hit him where it hurts, hurts. Yeah, gotta put him in the dirt, dirt.
Hell yeah. Reckless High with the brawl. Yeah, great wrestling theme. Speaking about being a wrestling fan. Welcome back to Glick's House of Music. We got Solo in the house from Reckless High tonight. Got his batteries charging. Go ahead and give us a follow everywhere at the Nonsensical Network. Solo, let them know real quick where everybody can find you guys at. Where can they find your music and your social media and whatnot?
Mainly on Instagram, Reckless High Music. I'm on Facebook as well, Reckless High, but I'm not very active on the page. The IG is where I'm mainly at, is where you can get a hold of me, contact me, talk to me. I'll answer right away. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music, wherever you stream music except Pandora. Not on Pandora yet, but I've been working on that, so I'm trying to get us a station. Got to build your catalog up before you can get that. But we have like 19 songs, something like that, 18, 19 songs on that you can listen to. The album, The Brawl, is on there. You're gonna get a lot of new metal core, is what they were calling it at the time. 7-string drop A for those new metal core heads out there. And then everything else after that is singles, but there's just a variety of stuff that you can listen to, and yeah, man,
yeah. I'm still thumbing my way through the catalog of music. I like the Brawl. That was a cool video.
The Brawl, that was cool.
Like I said, as a wrestling fan, my mind instantly goes, this would be a kick-ass. If I was a wrestler, this would be a kick-ass entrance song.
Yeah. And one of my friends is a wrestler. She's on the independent circuit. She
oh, nice.
she's used that song as her entrance song. And the guy's gym that we used, it's jiu-jitsu, martial arts. That's what that is. But he's used it several times for his entrance.
Nice.
He's done big tournaments and stuff, so that was pretty cool. But no, The Brawl was one of those songs where, man, I was going through so much. I was fighting my demons, and that's what it's about. The brawl with your own demons, the brawl with the devil, trying to overcome, trying to win that fight. That was my best way that I knew how I could represent it without being so dark. Like we really wanted to take that video next level with some dark stuff. And then, we started to think about it, and it's like, would it have done better? I think it would have, because a lot of people want to see that dark, off the wall, unhinged kind of stuff. People like that, man. But at the end of the day, that's not what the message we were trying to, portray. That's not the message that we wanted to put out, especially with the guys I had on the team at the time. And so we kind of came with that concept, and man, it was a fun day. It took about 13, 14 hours, but man, it came out sick. And it really didn't get the attention that I thought it was gonna get. But you know what, man, it's definitely helped some people along the way, and that's all that matters,
It's a kick-ass song, and it's a cool video. I mean, I totally get where you a brother from another mother, very good friend of mine that we met through TikTok years ago. He's a musician, and he's working on his debut album, and he's got a song on there that just really hit hard for me. And I'm not allowed to talk too much about the video, but we've talked some ideas for the video. It's gonna be a little darker, a little edgier. And he said that he's excited to do that kind of thing, because it will be. He doesn't want to make every video like dark and whatnot, but he's this particular song. You just never know what's gonna hit right, when you're doing that kind of stuff. But I thought the video was cool, with the in the Brazilian jiu-jitsu studio with the fighters and whatnot. Definitely a cool concept, a cool idea. And like I said, as I'm thumbing through the catalog of music, I kind of grabbed a few that I really enjoy for tonight. Ones that have kind of become favorites so far.
Let me know. Talk to me.
I love Poison, the one you did with David Matlock.
Okay. Well, yeah, David was the guy who was popped up.
I was going to ask you if that was him.
Yeah, that was David. Yeah. Poison, man. Poison was probably like that first song where I talked about my addiction. Off bat, I've been drinking all night, got to do another line, and that was one of those things where I'm like, my son's going to have to hear this,
I think
it's one of those things where he's going to have to know Dad's story eventually. And I'm going to have to let him know who I was. He's going to know. And when because every release he wants to hear it. So it was one of those things where it was kind of like, yeah. It was kind of eye-opening.
We all have. I'm a comic book nerd, so you'll have to excuse me. We all have an origin story.
Yeah.
And not all origin stories are all happy, cheerful, bright, and rainbows. Matt said that. Matt, that's me in the chat.
Oh yeah, dope. Yeah, I see that.
But one thing I've learned, especially since my kids are a little bit older, they don't know my full background, but they know quite a bit about my past. And when I first started, quote unquote, healing, there was a part of me, and there's still a little part of me that's kind of ashamed, but it's also like, this is what made me who I am today. I had to go through these trials and tribulations to become who I am today. It's not really something that I'm going to brag about. I'm not out here going, but it's also something that I had to learn to not let the past have control of me and dictate who I am today, and to let go of that shame. It happened, but look at me now. Look where I am now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So, Amen. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man.
And I hope that as far as my kids go, maybe that'll be some kind of cautionary tale, maybe a little bit of inspiration, maybe, something. I don't know how it'll affect them or how they'll react to it, but hell, maybe one of them will become a little hell-raising monster. I don't know. We tease my middle daughter that she's going to be a serial killer, so who knows?
I mean, the parents usually catch those vibes first, man. The parents are the first ones to catch the vibe, man.
Yeah. So you never know. When it comes, I do. Obviously there are the boring questions, but when it comes to writing for you specifically, when you sit down to write a song, is it do you try to write from from a personal experience, or is there times where it's like you're just driving down the road and something just pops into your head, or is it like a combination of both?
It's a combination of both for sure. Most of my writing though comes from just my life experiences. And a lot of the times when I write, I do get in a kind of a depressed state a little bit. Um, it's one of those things like I was telling you, like the musician goes through a lot
Yeah.
to create a song that's healing for somebody. We have to channel our pain, you know. We have to relive that stuff, put it on paper, sing it, and if it does become very popular or a hit, you know, you have to sing that song every night,
Yeah.
or you know, every week or whatever. Um, but most of my writing is I'm by myself in my room, in my studio here. I put on a song, and whatever comes to my mind, usually it's something from my past, always, because it's something I dwell on a lot. My
Yeah.
past mistakes, and which is something I'm trying to get past. And
Mhm.
but you know, they say those skeletons in the closets never go away, and it's something I kind of believe, you know. But there's I believe there's a way we can deal with it and cope with it, to where they're always going to be there, certain skeletons, but you know, we grow and we learn how to cope. And a lot of my writing, man, is just to 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 let people know how to heal from that. That hey, you know, you're not alone. And that's something
Mhm.
that's kind of so cliche when you know, when people are like, for an artist to be like, you're not alone. You know, you know, you hear that a lot, right?
Oh yeah.
You're like, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not. But when you actually hear that from somebody, like somebody's story,
Hmm.
and it's like, man, you it really hits you something different, because it's like, you know what? I'm over here feeling all alone. Nobody knows I'm feeling alone. But here comes somebody along who's heard Poison.
Hmm.
Poison had a good impact on a lot of man, you know what? Poison, I probably had like two or three moms message me about their kids dying on fentanyl
Wow.
at a young age. One was
Hmm.
19 years old. Uh, uh, she lost her 19-year-old son, and man, it like think like
Hmm.
that, and
Shit sinks
and
in. It hits hard.
oh, dude. I mean, it took me so long to respond because it was so powerful, man. Every single one of those messages, and I'm just like, what do I say?
Yeah, you struggle to find the right words. You know.
Like it's so hard. How do you like what you know? And all I can sometimes, like, I'm old school. I hate to text. I'm rather
Yeah.
just call you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'd rather just call you, man. You know,
Yeah.
like you know what? We're gonna talk this shit out right now. You know.
I'm like that too. Sometimes I'll be messaging people, and it's happened when I'm setting up an interview, and I hate to text, and I'll just send a voice note. And I'm like, oh crap, I don't know them
Yeah,
like that, and then I
yeah.
text like, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. I
So,
hate texting.
that's what
You
I
know.
ended up doing. Yeah, that's what I just ended up doing. Like, you know what? I suck at typing this stuff up, but you know what? I'm gonna just, you know what? Hey, you know, I'm so sorry. Thanks for listening. I'm glad. You know, I feel like I could say that better coming from my heart, really, than sitting here trying to type up a message.
Yeah.
But you know, it was so hard because I never got that, and it was the first. You know,
Hmm.
I'm 35 years old. I've been in this thing for 15 years. That was the first. And
Yeah.
then it was like another one, and then another one, and I'm like, oh, this is really doing something here.
Hmm.
And that was my first story of my journey with
Yeah.
substance abuse, not knowing I was gonna get those messages. And it's crazy because those people came off of ads from the
Yeah.
reel.
Yeah.
Me and David did a reel. He's on the guitar. We're sitting on steps. We did that at a car parking lot down the street. We put, you know, I put together the reel. I boosted it, And I got those people, you know, and it works. I boost a lot of the reels, I boost a lot of the content, and it truly works. If you can dial it in to where it gets into the right people, it works, man. I at first I didn't really believe in it, but then I'm like, all right, let me do my research on this kind of stuff. So the past 2 years, I've been heavy into that, like marketing and all that. For that reason, though, if you get it down right and you really marketing and you really got something to tell, you're gonna get that response.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It started off by just being authentic, man. Just
Yeah,
just
just
be
being real.
authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be genuine, be real. I mean, yeah, that you say that, you know, like we started the men's mental health show, and we get guys in the chat, and we do an open panel, so that we always have the link in the chat. And you know, we always say at the beginning of the show, the link's in the chat. It's an open invitation for any any guys out there who want to come up on the show. You can either take part in the conversation, or or if you got something on your chest that you just want to get off, you know. And it always blows my mind when people hit that link and they come in, and it's like, we don't know them from Adam, and they're like, hey, what's going on, guys? Don't mean to interrupt your show, but I got this, that, and the other thing going on. But the craziest response from that show has been from the women. The amount of women who watch the show and have, you know, sent messages or whatever, and it's just like, holy shit! Like, we're doing specifically a men's show, and women are really relating to it. And we did a show. We talked about unaliving oneself and whatnot, and we shared some personal stories. I shared some personal stories, and I had a couple couple ladies that reached out to me. One lost her husband, one lost her brother. I didn't know what to say. I had no idea what to say, and it took me a while, and I felt like such a scumbag because it took me a little while to respond back, because I didn't know what to say or what to do. And it's wild. And also at the same time, in my head, I'm going, this is wild. I don't know them. Why are they reaching out to me? Like, why are they, you know, like, and sometimes when you text stuff, it comes across differently. Like I said, I hate texting because I might say something in a genuine manner or a joking manner, but then I send it and I look at it and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it could be taken multiple ways. Yeah, and if the person don't know you, they might take it wrong, you know?
Yeah, so as I said, sometimes I find myself just hitting that microphone and just like, hey, sorry, I hate typing. So you get to hear my
for sure,
voice.
man. But you know, I've gotten way better at it. You know, it's been a learning, growing experience for me. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I got a lot of downfalls in my life. But I can say this: the biggest ones I've worked on, and I'm conquering them. You know.
Yeah.
And that's the most important. You know, I got a lot of vices. For sure I do. You know, for sure we're human. You know.
Yeah.
But as far as putting myself in situations that I'm just out of control, it's like, no, man, we're not gonna get back to that state. And you know, through that whole journey, when I do get those messages, I'm like, God, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for putting me in a position. I always felt I was a leader since I was a kid. I have, you know, just with my friends, I was always that guy. I was always that guy. Always, always. I would feed my homies. I'd clothe my homies. I would loan money to the homies who needed it. You know, I grew up in the street lifestyle, just drugs and all kinds of crazy shit, and I was involved in all that at one point in my life. And I hate to reflect on it, but it's crazy to say this, but it made me who I am today. With my drive, just hustler, trying to a go getter. But you know, man, it's one of those things where I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be in that position. I ain't the most religious person, but man, I love that man upstairs, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I ain't even scared to say it. I ain't, I had about 3 years back we did a little, we got hit up to play at a church in
Oh wow.
Galveston, Texas, and it was one of those things where we didn't know if we wanted to do it or not at the time, but then we
Mhm.
ended up doing it, and through the whole quick story, long story short, we ended up on these shows with Brian Head Welch from Korn when he was doing like a speaking tour,
Mhm.
and it was him and Sonny Sandoval, POD, um, and it was kind of a crazy, weird experience, but it was just weird because like playing a show where you have like these Christian folk,
Yeah.
and here we are like these knucklehead dudes just trying to get life right.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, what? Like, I'm just questioning this like every second, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, it's showtime, and we're literally like playing in a freaking church. Like, it's like a modern church, though, not like an
Yeah.
old church house, Like, they were legit. They were legit with the sound and in-ear
Yeah.
monitors, and like, dude, they made us feel like, yeah, I must
Yeah.
say,
You're
Christians have some
like,
hospitality. But it was so weird to me, though. It was so weird to me being on that stage. But this is the thing what I got from that. Even though I decided that I would never do that kind of stuff again, but what I took from that was like, dude, you moved that room. We have that
Mhm.
whole show on video, and we go back and watch it. I do, and it's like, man, we had them folk moving.
Hell
We
yeah.
played like 9 songs that day. We played our whole album from start to finish. And it was kind of crazy because I said, man, if I could move that room of these Christian church folk, I could
Yeah.
move any room.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Straight up.
yep.
Straight up. And that's kind of the trajectory that I've been on. It's like, yo, and something that a very successful rock star homie told me years ago. He said, man, you got talent. You need to quit this crazy shit that because before it was fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, and the music. That music's not
Mhm.
online anymore. I took that down a long time ago. But he said, if a soccer mom doesn't feel comfortable letting her 13-year-old son listen to your music, you're never gonna hit that level that you want to hit.
Yeah.
Point blank. Cause yeah, you might be able to make some success in the underground shit with the dark stuff, yeah, but you will never be able to break those barriers.
Mhm.
Never. You will never be able to be a Jelly Roll. You'll never be able to be a Michael Jackson or you know what I'm saying, a Chris Brown or
Mhm.
a artist on that level because you're over here on some freaking crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. We're trying to impact as many people with a positive message. That's what it is.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And there ain't nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. When you want to help people, you want to be a voice for people, a voice for the voiceless, so to say. I mean, that's one of those goals, and you want to be able to, like you said, man, you got to hit different crowds. You got to have that. We say it here all the time. You might not like every show, but you might find one that you're going to really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I understand. We're not for the faint of heart on Saturday night. We get a little crazy. We get a little out there. It gets a little
Yeah.
rambunctious on Saturday nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the rest of the week it's pretty chill, low key. We like to hang out on the different shows. So you might find, and that's all it takes is, and I tell this to every artist. It only takes that one song to get into the right ears at the right time, at the right moment, and then boom. Next thing you know, it's get ready because this rocket ship's going to take off. You better hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's very true. And that's very true. And we've had those moments. And I've had probably 3 of those moments, bro.
Hmm.
And I wasn't ready and I crashed and burned.
Yeah.
And I lost opportunities that could have probably took me very, very far. And for the longest, I used to kick myself in the ass. Like, damn, dude, you could have probably been where you needed to if you didn't just do, if you didn't. But dude, I was
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
I was playing shows around everywhere. I was drinking, we were partying, doing drugs. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
imagine if I tell myself, dude, if you would have got that big break at that time, you would have been dead by now, bro.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
locked up, or did something stupid, or be a fucking crackhead on the streets, or a bum, alcoholic somewhere. Like, dude, nah. That's why I feel like, man, I'm truly on my path. I'm truly on my destiny. I'm on my journey to healing, being a good father, being a good role model to people who look up to me, and I think that's what's been keeping me afloat. Um, Definitely, what's been keeping me afloat. Because as you said in the beginning, man, my son, I want him to see dad and be like, man, he went for his dreams. He didn't give
Yeah.
up. He didn't give up, man. And
Mhm.
and if he did give up, he did it to the last. Like, he pushed it to as much as he could.
Yeah.
He gave it hell.
Yeah, right. And it don't matter how old, and it don't matter how old you are, because I was almost 40 when I started doing this. And I had that radio, I got bit by that radio bug when I was like 16, 15, 16. The first time I heard talk radio show, and like, we got a local morning zoo here, and they've been on the air, Jesus, since I think I've been listening to them since I was like 12 or 13. And they're a local station out of Columbus. They're a local morning show, and they play music, but they talk and do the news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they have kicked everybody's ass, from Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, any big name syndicated morning talk show or show that comes through, that they get syndicated in our market. They kicked their asses, man. Like, when they beat Howard Stern out on the ratings, I mean, they massacred Howard Stern. And he's the biggest thing in radio since
crazy.
And I was growing up listening to them, and I was like, man, I would love to do that one day. It had a couple opportunities, but I listened to the wrong people in my life, and basically they told me I was a fool for wanting to do that, and I was dumb. And then I can't remember the first time I heard of podcasting, and I was like, what is this podcasting thing? And I went and I found a couple podcasts, and I was like, oh man, this is what I want to do. And I kicked that can around for probably 12, 13 years. And it was like, again, toxic marriage. My wife was like, why are you going to waste your time? Blah, blah, blah. But when I finally started, it was like, I'm almost 40 years old, and my kids are here. I'm like restarting my whole life over again. But I'm showing them that it's never too late to chase your dreams. So hopefully that's a lesson that'll stick with them, and maybe learn if there's something they want to do. They might not be able to do it right away. And maybe 15 years ago, the time wasn't right for me to start doing podcasting. And maybe I had to wait until.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, everything happens for a reason. Hey, give me a sec, man. I got to say goodnight to my daughter real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Hold on real quick.
Yep. Let him go do his daddy duties. Well, Princess got to go to bed, but real quick shout out to Reckless High. Y'all, you can find them, Reckless High Music. Go give them a follow. Go give them some love. Shout out to my man Solo. Say what's up to him. I bet you he'll say what's up back. Speaking of that, give us a follow as well. The Nonsensical Network. We are everywhere. Shows are live Monday through Sunday on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We got the Chatters box always open. Don't be shy if you're watching. Feel free to say hi in the Chatters box. We like to chat with you guys. We like to hang out with you guys. We also have the shows on all the podcasting platforms as well. Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere. Mondays is Men Caring for Men. Also on Mondays is Speedway Story. What is it? Speedway Conversations. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Wally. I'll learn the name of your show eventually. Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations kick off Monday at 6, followed by Men Caring for Men, Men's Mental Health. Tuesdays is Glick's House of Music, doing what I'm doing just now, hanging out with local and up-and-coming musicians, having a good time, chit-chat, getting to know them. Wednesdays is What the Fuck News. That's Jeff and I. We're talking about news that'll make you say, what the fuck? And we're having a good time doing it. Jeff's Garage will be on Thursdays. It's on a little bit of a hiatus. It's more of a hobby show. If it's in the garage, they're going to talk about it. Fridays is Nonsense and Chill. That's my boy. That's my guy Blaze and Jeff. They're watching movies and hanging out and talking about the movies. Saturday nights, Unhinged, Unapologetic, Nonsensical Nonsense, the flagship, the show that started it all. We do the Open Door Challenge. We drop the link in the chat. If you're brave enough to join us, you hit that link and come on in and join the craziness. And then Sunday, we wrap everything up with Unnecessary Roughness with myself, Derek Wayne Douglas, and Big Rick. We're talking NFL. We're talking a little college. We're making picks. We're talking shit. It's all football. I don't know what we're going to do. We've only got a couple weeks of football left. But give us a follow all at the Nonsensical Network. bio.link/Nonsensical Network. Get all them links. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Give us a share.
Man.
And don't.
Speaking
and like
of football, who's your team?
Oh man. I am a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan.
Okay, I was waiting for it. I figured. Hey, that's all right. Don't feel bad. Bad. I'm a Cowboys.
I was gonna say.
I grew up a Cowboys fan, man. I grew up a Cowboys fan. Even though I rock with the Texans, but man, Cowboys been like the family team since growing up, dude. It's just like
I grew up. I'm a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan. My fiance is a lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Her family are all Steelers fans. She grew up about an hour northish of Pittsburgh. We were actually at the game Sunday. Her parents have had her mom and dad have had season tickets for about 35, 40 years, something like that. And
cool.
Their seats are front row right behind the Steelers bench.
Oh shoot! So they're paying a pretty penny for that.
Yeah, so it's really
they're probably on that payment plan.
I think at this point they've had their tickets for so long they're just in, man.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're in like skinwear. Yeah, you're right. If they've been having them that long, like
we went to the game Sunday. Didn't pan out too well for my Brownies, but nonetheless we still have fun. We have fun when we go together. This is our second year going to the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh. Highlight of the game, though, after the game, I got to meet Myles Garrett, which is my guy. I'm a huge Myles Garrett fan. He came, for whatever reason, he came over to the Steelers side and was high-fiving fans, and I was like, Myles! And he looked up, and I'm just in a sea of black and gold, and I'm in my brown jersey. He's like, yo! He hit me with the high five.
Still showed love.
Yeah. With the high five, he's like, "What up, bro?" I was just
Heck yeah! No, that's cool. That's cool. So, I've always wanted to attend an NFL game, man. That's on my bucket list for sure, dude. It doesn't even have to be my team. I just want to go. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to go and watch one.
Yeah, I've only been to 4 games. I've been to I've been to 2 games in Cleveland. Seen them play Cincinnati. This has been years ago. They won that game. That was cool. I think the highlight of that game, and it's a memory I'll never forget, was Josh Cribbs, our kick returner, had more kick return yards at halftime than the entire Cincinnati offense had, and he had more points than Cincinnati's offense. And he's just a kick return, punt return guy.
That's one hell of a stat.
And then the second game I've been to in Cleveland was Panthers. My nephew, man, I don't know how, but he is a diehard Carolina Panthers fan, born and raised in Ohio.
Really?
He loves his Panthers. We went to a Cleveland. They were playing Cleveland up in Cleveland, and my sister and my 2 nephews and we all went, and we had a great game. That was one that I was really hoping Cleveland was going to lose because he was like 9, 10 or whatever when we went. I thought that'd be cool if he could see his team win. Yeah. But it came down to a field goal at the end of the game. Cleveland won, but we still had so much fun at the game together. So
that's awesome, dude. That's freaking
the last
awesome.
2 years, my fiance and I have gone to the Pittsburgh Cleveland game in Pittsburgh, and we, win or lose, we're together. We're having a good time. We're having fun. And it's one of those things that
About,
I enjoy. I've become to really enjoy doing. Looking forward to. I'm already looking forward to next season. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, being a football fan, I'm the same way. I mean, even though the season kind of went to shit, it's like, it's all right. I mean,
Yeah.
next season, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not a diehard fan, but I'm one of those fans where it's like, all right, man, it wasn't our year.
Yeah.
Next year, it is what it is, but I'm not gonna like be mad over it or let it like, you know what I'm saying? Let it just ruin my whole freaking day. Like, nah,
Yeah,
man.
I get frustrated with them from time to time, and I'm like, I'm done with this team. I say it every season. I'm done with this team. I'm a free agent. When next year rolls around, kick out, first game of the season, I'm in all my Browns gear. Let's go.
Yeah, that's how it goes, though, dude. I told my boy who's a Bills fan, I'm like, bruh, how about them Bills? How about them Bills? He's like, bro, there's room over here. I've been telling you. I was like, I'm coming. He's like, nah. I was like, nah. He's like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, come on.
My guy Rick.
He was like, I'm not even tripping, bro. Come on.
My guy Rick, who co-hosts Sunday with me, he's from Buffalo. He's a big Buffalo guy. Okay. Years ago, he's another guy that our friendship started over on Tiki Taki. And he tells me all the time, I'm a honorary member of the Bills Mafia, and I let him know. I said, yeah, you're an honorary member of the Dog Pound. So we root for each other's teams, and we get to go Bills, go Browns, get the dogs barking and stuff like that together. Yeah, man, sometimes you just gotta find those bright spots in a bad season, and I'm loving watching Jameis Winston play. I'm loving watching his interviews.
Yeah.
The guy is you can't help but like the guy, even if he's
always been like that though. He's just been a goofball, bro.
Yeah,
he's cool. He's cool. He's humbling. Nah. He's cool. He's just a country boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. That's how a lot of folk are around here, man.
Yeah, couple weeks ago they played Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and it was like a freaking blizzard. He had never played in the snow before. He was like a kid, man. After the game, he was making snow angels. He got into a snowball fight with the commentators. He's just having a ball. So you find those bright spots in a bad season and still try to. Yeah. No matter how frustrating they can be on a Sunday, you still got to find those bright spots and cheer your team on because, they are who they are.
Cowboys. Go Cowboys. We them boys. Go team.
Yep.
America's team, yeah.
America's team, man.
The America's team, losing season, yeah. No Super Bowl since the 90s, yeah.
Every year. This is our season. We're gonna win it all this year.
Jeez, man.
6 weeks into the season, there's always next year.
when I saw Jerry Jones when they muffed that punt last night. And they showed Jerry Jones in his little booth up there. Look at his hand, bro. This motherfucker's he's like bruh. And I'm like, is it just go ahead, Jerry?
Yeah,
is it time? Is it time? Is it that time? Like, Lord forgive me. Like God was just like, man, Jerry just God.
Yeah. You had a good run, Jay.
For real, dude. I was just like, you know what though? But then last night I was sick. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Last night I was sick. When that happened, I was just like, okay. Yeah, that was sickening. Like I could take a loss, but a loss like that, it's like, and then to see Micah like just throwing a fit, it's like, I get it, homie.
Yeah,
like somebody do it. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody.
Yeah, somebody freaking show some emotion on that sideline. Somebody do something. Like I'd be fucking livid. Goddamn, I'll be cussing the whole fucking. Fire me. Fire me, bitch. I'll be signed by next week.
Yeah, right. I'll be somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll be somewhere else. Like, nah, bro, I'm about to go off on this motherfucker. Like, nah. Nah, it's
that's
crazy.
that's where I find enjoyment in like fantasy football, and I've discovered sports book betting this season, so it's just like, all right, I can find, the Browns are not that great. At least I can kick everybody's ass in fantasy football.
Yeah, you gotta find your lane, man. You gotta find what you're good at. You know what I mean? It's like, well, my team ain't doing nothing, but I know the game. I can get me a good fantasy league going.
Yeah, right.
I used to do it all the time, man. I used to do that fantasy league stuff, and I past 3 years, 4 years, I just ain't. I don't even fool with it. I used to watch basketball a lot, Dallas Mavericks fan, but ever since that 2011 season,
yeah,
we've been in the playoffs almost every year, but
I love the NBA. I love basketball, but I have like a weird, toxic on again, off again relationship with the NBA. Like sometimes I'll be watching it like religiously, and I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan.
There's too many games. There's too many games.
Yeah,
it's like baseball.
There's too many games. And when they started building these quote unquote super teams, it's just like, man, it's not even enjoyable to watch because you got 3 teams with all the best players in the league. Of course, that's why I'm really loving the Cavaliers the last couple of years, because they just went old school. We're going to build this squad from the ground up. You got a couple big names, but outside of that, man, they just started drafting, and now the Cavs are just. The last couple seasons have been kicking ass, taking names. It's just, but even still, it's just too many games to watch. I can't watch them all. I got that kind of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that's the thing. It's just too much games. I watch it until like the finals.
Yeah. I'll come in late.
Now I'll start tuning in. I'm like, if we're in there, I'll tune in.
Yeah. I come in late. I come in like after the All-Star break. I do that with baseball too. I start really paying attention after the All-Star break, and it's like, all right, I'm not watching all the games, but I'm at least paying attention to what's happening in baseball. But yeah, I do the same thing with the NBA. It's like, all right, I know what the Cavs are doing. I know they're winning. That's cool. Then the All-Star break, and after that, it's like, all right, now it's time to really start paying attention and see who's doing what, who's going where, what's happening. The playoffs are right around the corner, and then the Cavs.
So is Columbus? So you say you're in Columbus?
I'm about 45 minutes east of Columbus.
Okay, so how far is that from Cleveland?
How
far are you from Cleveland?
I'm about 2.5 hours, depending upon traffic and whatnot. So Columbus is kind of like right smack in the middle of Ohio. Cleveland is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours away, and then Cincinnati's about 2.5 hours away as well. So we're like,
are you in a small town?
Yeah, I'm in I don't know if this makes sense or not. I'm like in a small big town.
Okay, how many? What's the pop? What's the pop?
Oh Jesus, I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
It's where I live at was always. I can tell you real quick. I can Google that shit. If I can spell.
Hey, is this like live on my Facebook page?
It's on it's live on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, and our Twitch.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if
it was like I logged in with my Facebook. I didn't know if it like sent out of
yeah, I don't think so. I always forget to tell people we do have the option that if you wanted to put it live onto your socials, you are welcome to. As of 2023, the population here is just a smidge over 51,000 people.
Okay, no, yeah, I see what you're saying. A small big town.
Yeah, so it's always been small town, but it's grown over the years. and more people have moved here, but it's kept its small town vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like where we live at, we're kind of tucked. We're tucked in the back where we're like, I got the woods and everything right across from me, and a big old field here and whatnot, and a little creek and whatnot. But I'm also only like 2 minutes away from Walmart. But we're tucked back where we don't hear all the noise from where all the shopping and restaurants and everything are. So it's nice. We get that little bit of kind of, because I'm from the country. I was born and raised out in the middle of nowhere, Podunk ass, Ohio. But I get that little bit of, like if I go sit down on my patio on a nice night, I can hear the crickets chirp. We can hear the critters.
Dude, that's what it's about, bro. Hey, I left the concrete jungle a long time ago. I'm out in the country now, what we consider the country out here. Mm-hmm. I'm about an hour and a half from downtown Houston. Nice. But I'm about 25 minutes from the main highway, I-45 interstate. You hop on that, you're in downtown. It seems like a blink of an eye,
Yeah.
Fucking 75 miles an hour down there, you know what I mean? But dude, no, man. As I've gotten older, I don't want to be around none of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around any of it, dude. No.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the big city. Never liked a big city.
Man, I was engulfed in that lifestyle for a long time. I enjoyed it for a long time. Mm-hmm. We had a rehearsal studio that was literally 15 minutes from downtown Houston for like 6 years. We were in that location.
Oh wow.
And shout out to Magic Studios, shout out to Kareem, the owner of Magic Studios. He had a recording studio in the front of this big warehouse that he built out, and then he had like 4 rehearsal rooms in the back, and we were like one of the bands that was in there before he like tore it down, and like he's a full film studio now.
Oh wow.
But it's crazy because like, man, it was so close to the city. We were there at the time. We would rehearse like 3 times out the week, and you got every like aspects of life in that area we were at. I mean, we were in the hood, but at the same time, it was like borderline to where like the nice neighborhoods were at.
Yeah.
So it was like both worlds, and it was kind of like it was weird because like you would see a Lambo, and then you would see a freaking crackhead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that, and that's how it is over here, though. Seriously, like it's so mixed up, but I guess that's what makes it what it is, like the culture. But man, I was so engulfed in that lifestyle, dude, that now that I'm out here in the country and I'm the same, like I can walk outside, I hear the crickets now. And it's like, oh man, it's so peaceful. I'm like, yeah, I could do this for the rest of my life. Matter of fact, I want to move further away.
Yeah, right. That's what I told my fiance. I said, the goal is if I ever hit the lottery, or if I become rich and famous, doing this podcasting thing, I said we're moving somewhere. I'm buying like 500-600 acres of land out in the middle of nowhere. I said, I've got my 3 kids. She's got 2 boys that are older. I said, I'll give each kid like 10-20 acres and let them build a house. We'll build a house for your mom and dad on the property. So, I said, we'll just put us all out there, but we're going to be so far out in the country. Like, ain't nobody going to be able to find us.
Yeah. It's like, I say the same thing. It's like we go into town like every 2 weeks type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to get our stock. We're going to go stock up. And we're coming back. And we ain't going to see society for the next couple of weeks. That we got to come back and stock up. I'm talking about, like, that's the type of situation I'm trying to put myself in. Like, I don't even really want, like, I want to have horrible Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be enjoying the damn nature, being out with, like that's where I'm at in life now, dude. I'm trying to, like I said, man, if music happens for me, great.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm ready for it. I feel like I'm ready for it. I feel like I'm ready to take on the world. And I tell God, if music is for me in that dynamic,
Yeah.
I'm ready. But if it's not for me, I know I'm gonna succeed in other places in my life. I'm already succeeding.
Yeah.
Um, and the mentality has changed. It's not about. I used to have this freaking wild dreams, man. I'm gonna buy a fucking mansion. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
all. I'm gonna have the Lambo and the G wagon. I'm gonna have the fucking grills and chains, and I'm gonna be a rock star. And it's like, I look back at it. I'm like, you really thought that shit, bro?
Yeah.
Like
Now I just want to farm
crazy.
somewhere in the
Yeah,
middle of
yeah. Now I just want to farm on the middle of nowhere. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time though, I just say, man, if that's in the cards for me to be on that level as far as the musician goes, man, I'm ready to kill it. I'm ready to give it my all. I'm ready to find, like right now I don't have a band. It's just
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
It's just been me for the past, like, I have musicians I can go to because I've
Yeah.
built relationships over the years, and hell, they're chasing the same dream too. So if they can come look badass in the video,
Yeah.
rock
Right.
out, and post on their socials, that's content for them.
Hmm.
And so that's the mentality of a lot of musicians. Like, hey man, before it'd be like, man, I'm not gonna go. I'm already in a band,
Yeah.
bro. Now the drummer that the drummer that I always hit up, like he's in like 5 bands.
Right. Exactly.
you know?
Now it seems like the mentality is, you know, build a community, have a support system.
Yep.
It's kind of like that in podcasting now. Unfortunately, I've been burned more times than I can count. I now
Same.
I have a great group of guys around me that do this network with me. We're a small group of guys, but we have fun with it. We enjoy what we're doing. We support each other. And I could message one of the guys now and say, "Hey, man, I've gotten a little bit behind getting episodes posted. Can you help me out? Hey, I got you. Which episodes you need posted? Or hey, can you guys cut me some reels? Yeah, we got you. Which shows? Where you know, but it's all about building that community because we're all striving for the same thing. We all want the same.
Yeah.
The end game is the same for everybody. We want to have some level of success, and I think that's the cool thing too about getting older is we take our dubs with a little bit more humility and a little bit more grace, and
Mm-hmm.
we also learn to handle the L's a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
even just 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I know that if something went bad doing this podcast, oh man, I was a fucking grumpy bear. I was like, God damn it, man, I'm putting all this work into it, and it's just to fall flat on the face. Where now it's just like, yeah, this episode didn't go, not, or this show or whatever didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go. Well,
yeah.
on to next week. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
holy shit, this show was awesome, man. Guys, hey guys, we killed it.
Yeah.
Or I get a really kick-ass guest. Like, man, I had a really killer guest. Now I've been fortunate. I've been very fortunate. All my guests on this show have been awesome. I have not had a bad guest yet. Now I keep saying that, and I know I'm gonna I'm gonna fuck myself and get some terrible guests at some point.
Some weirdo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No,
you
man,
know,
no weirdo here.
yeah, no, and it's cool because the other thing is you can almost kind of get a read for somebody just in the little bit of messaging that I do before, trying to, introducing myself and see if the
I
interest is
mean,
there to be on the show.
just from people's pages, bro. Listen, I'm a judgmental motherfucker. Hey, I'm cautious who I work. I hate to say it,
Yeah, you got to
but
be.
I'm cautious who I work with. I'm cautious who I even mess with. I mean, hell, you hit me up. I looked all up and down your page. Just to be honest, I was like, looks like it's something that's starting up. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, we just trying to come up in this world. But if it was me 5 or 6 years ago and my ego was big, I'd have been like, man, nah, bro, you're not gonna do nothing for us,
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, nah, like, yeah, that was my train of thought. It was like, it's go big or go home. What you gonna bring us if you're not? But see, in that mentality is what I try to tell these youngsters. I'm like, y'all need to stop acting like y'all the shit,
Mm-hmm.
because
You get
y'all
humbled
ain't.
real quick. Yeah, you can get
You'll get
humbled real quick.
real quick and I've been humbled. When you go to a city and you're got booked for an opening act that you're not from there, you got an opportunity and you show up and act an ass,
Mm-hmm.
and you get banned, and then you're like, fuck, how come we can't play over there no more? Now that you're not all fucked up or whatever, you're like, well, why don't you think about the time
Yeah.
when you did play? Now look back, and now you can't even go to those venues, dude. That was me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah, that was
People
me.
talk. Yeah, people talk, man. Like,
Oh, bro, people talk, especially venues, especially if you a youngster and you're like, man, I want to be a rock star. I'm gonna destroy this or act an ass back here and dude, bro, they'll blacklist your ass so quick
Mhm.
from other venues because they all know each other. Owners know each other. They talk. They're in this community of like musicians that are just, there's a
Yeah.
community of these owners, and it goes around, especially if you're a local band and you're doing some bullshit within the local scene. Oh, you know about it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like, about it.
yeah, the entertainment industry, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing stand-up comedy, whether you're doing podcasts, it's very incestuous. People roll in the same groups and they talk and they intermingle, and it's just like, I know we in our early stages we were wild. I mean, and especially me. I know I've said and done some things that it's like, man, I wish I could go back and get rid of that, but it's on the internet. It's forever now. I know I've lost my cool a few times and gone after people, whether they deserved it or not. I still look like an asshole, you know. Um,
Hey,
you gotta
man, it happens.
you gotta have a little bit of an ego, because sometimes that's what kind of keeps you. Like the guys tease me all the time because I call myself the champ. I have a custom made championship belt, that that I bought, and I call myself the champ. I say I'm the greatest podcaster to walk this fucking earth, better than Joe Rogan. I know damn well I ain't on Joe. I ain't even in Joe Rogan's atmosphere, but I'm like I'd take Joe Rogan in a host off. I'll out host the hell out of Joe Rogan.
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't want to fight the guy.
You gotta believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I want to fight the guy, but I'll go host for host, and he'll do a much better job than I will. However, that's gonna put me on the stage. That I did a show with Joe Rogan that's gonna elevate my podcast.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, I tune into Joe Rogan, but it's not really my thing.
I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Rogan. Every once in a great while, I'll catch a clip or an interview, and I'm like, oh, let me go listen to this full interview. But I'm not the biggest Joe Rogan fan. I love him in the UFC. I think he's one of the top tier best sports commentators on the planet. But I'm not a big fan of his podcast. That's why I pick on Joe Rogan a lot. Not that he's ever going to hear it, but who knows? Maybe one day.
Yeah, you never know. Shit.
Maybe one day he'll be like,
hey, and this is the crazy thing. Those kind of guys, they started right here where we're at right now. So
maybe he'll be like,
that's the thing. It's like,
maybe Joe will be like, hey, that kid's got some moxie. Let me get at him real quick.
Let me hit him up real quick. Hell yeah, dude.
I'll be real quick with the Mr. Rogan. Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
For sure, right? For sure.
Yeah, right.
Hey, dirt.
Yeah, right.
Dirt. All stuttering and shit. Dirt.
Would you like to hold my belt, Mr. Rogan?
Nah, man. You know what though, man? That's one thing where it's like, it's just about believing in yourself and just keep on going, staying consistent. You know what I mean? And even if it don't take off. It's like, hey man, we did it. We had fun with it, and
Mhm.
you know that's where I am with it now with Reckless High. It's like, you know, it's just been me. I've been writing records. I've been kind of finding my way, having fun. But one thing about it is I'm a performer.
Yeah.
Being on the stage is where I feel alive. Is where I release all my anger. I mean, I performed since I was the age of 13. I haven't been on a stage in 3 years.
Wow.
It's been a three. It's been a hiatus, but it hasn't been a hiatus because I've still been releasing music.
Yeah.
I just haven't been, you know, doing shows or traveling or booking festivals and stuff like that. You know, national festivals and you know the ones we can get on.
Mhm.
But still really great shows and stuff. And you know, I've always have promoters hitting me up, yo, when you guys coming back? Like we're ready to get you on some stuff. I can get on shows so fast, so quick if I want to
Yeah.
right now. But I, you know, just these past probably few weeks, I've been just praying on stuff, and I say, you know what, man, if it's meant to be, the
Yeah.
right people are gonna come, and by next year, I have put it in my mind that I believe that I will have a band by next
Mhm.
year. I will have the right people. I will be able to lead this thing further. I'm a different person.
Mhm.
I'm ready. Like I was saying, I'm ready to take this thing on to the next level. Uh, but I do pray that you know I say, God, just bring me the right ones because I have been burned. I've had a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
people come and go. Man, I've probably had off top 15 drummers come and gone out this band.
Damn. Damn.
uh, but I've had two solid ones that been had a 5 year run, and
Mhm.
you know, I mean, like I said, I started this thing when I was 20 years old. I'm 35
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. You've been
It's
doing it
been,
for a hot minute, you know.
you know, and people would be like, "Man, you still doing that? Like you ain't gave up. It's been 15 years, bro."
Yeah. I'll
Like,
do
God
another
damn.
20 years. Yeah, I'll do another 20 years if
It's
I
like
got to.
hell yeah, I'm still doing
Yeah.
this shit, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't give up. Like, wow, you
Mhm.
ain't made it by now. Like, and bro, I've had plenty of success along the way. It might not be what people would call, but you know what, man? They don't know. But that's just the thing. Outsiders looking in. And when I told when I was like 16 years old, I remember my dad passed away when I was 19 years old. But I remember I was about 16 and my dad was like, you know, well, you know, my dad was a street dude. So he sold
Mhm.
drugs. He was one of the biggest drug dealers in the area. Like
Damn.
he was known for that shit for I mean, just for years and years. And
Mhm.
anyway, so you know, I was always in that lifestyle. But anyway, you know, I remember one time late night, my dad came home drunk, all fucked up, and I'm watching TV, and he's like, you know, what do you want to do with your life? Uh, if you don't have a plan in your life, you know, you can do what I do. You know, talking about selling drugs, and
Mhm.
like you make good money, blah blah blah. And here I am, like thinking it was all cool, you know, like yeah, you know, I want to do that, you know. But he asked me, he was like, well, what do you really want to do? And I thought about it, and I remember telling him it was nighttime. TV was lighting up the living room. He was sitting on the couch, all messed up from the bar, and I was like, man, I want to be a musician. And he started laughing at me. I never forget. He was drunk, laid back on the recliner, and he just
Damn.
yeah, just laugh.
Yeah.
He's like a musician. He's like, you don't even know how to play nothing. I'm like, and I'm gonna learn. You know, I'm gonna learn. He's like, oh, okay, you know, you can or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, but the thing about musicians, he's like, they're always broke. He's like, you're gonna be a broke musician.
Mm.
And I was like, no, the fuck I ain't. You know, but I kind of like in my head that's when I kind of turned the villain, you know,
Mhm.
because I was like, motherfucker, I'm gonna prove, no, I'm not only gonna prove you wrong, but I'm gonna do this shit, you know. And one thing that I never let myself get was broke. I always worked.
Yeah.
I always had my businesses. I always but I always did what I didn't like to do so I could fund what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that most people don't want to do. Man, I know so many musicians right now, bro. They have 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 followers. I was just talking to one the other day. I'm not even gonna name drop, but this dude has mad followers, and he's telling me how broke he was.
Yeah.
And if I could give him a job if he moved to the area, because I got a landscape company and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I mean, I had to double check. I had to go to his page.
Yeah, right.
Is this the dude with a couple 100K? But it's the thing. It's all the front.
Yeah.
It's all the front that these days people want to go buy these followers and buy the
Mhm.
lights and all that. Put this glamour on, but it was like, wow, bro, this happened just about a week ago. But it
Yeah.
hit me how fake shit is.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, I was like, bro, but you're flashing all the packs and you're flashing. None of it's real.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing, man.
I was like, oh, bro, like I had to like really like, dog, you need to quit that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to quit that. I thought I'm over here thinking you killing it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're over here in your bag, and you telling me you broke.
Right?
I was like, nah, bro. So what happened is you faked yourself into being rich. You're living a false world.
Yeah.
On social media. That is fucking miserable and weird to me, dude. I'm like, no way, dog. But hey, to the outsider, he's living.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing with social media, man. You can put it on social media that you live whatever life you want to live, and they make it so easy to buy the followers and buy the comments and the likes and stuff like that. It's just like, hey, you know what? We might be sitting here with our 1,000 followers, but I know those are real homegrown followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We might get some shows we might get 50, 60 people in the live. Some shows we might only get one or two, but we get the replay views, and I know them are real viewers.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not out here buying them. I'd much rather, what you see is what you get from us here at the Nonsensical Network. This, we've had a couple really cool opportunities. I said Southern Outlaws earlier. I had an opportunity to MC a show for them. I'd never MC'd a show before. I ain't never been on a stage. I actually have a huge fear of speaking in public. But yeah, it was something that I was very grateful for the experience. It was a fun experience. I hope that I get to do it again with anybody. It was such a fun experience to get up on stage and, to be a fan of not only the music and the band, but to be friends with them, but to get up there on stage and talk to people. It was really cool, even though I was scared to death. We've done the shows live at a couple different times at a location here in town. They invited us up for an anniversary party, a Halloween party, for us to do our Saturday night show live there. And it was cool. And there was a few people that actually came out because they knew we were going to be there. They came out to support us and support the show and support the business that we were at. And I like that. I would much rather be looked at, and sometimes, I've had a couple artists that I've reached out to that have quote unquote big time me. And they're like, oh, you only have X amount of followers or X amount of views. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to go ahead. I know I reached out to you, but I'm going to go ahead and pull that back. I don't want to sound like a dick, but
I've had it happen to me twice with my podcast. And these dudes I thought were like industry homies, you know what I'm saying? And I hit them up like, hey man, let me get that interview from you, And then they're like, you started a podcast? I'm like, yeah, here's my page. Oh, you only got 200 followers, bro. I was like, help me out though. You know what I'm saying? I need that interview. I need that Cat Williams interview, dog. Like, help me out, bro. Like that's why I'm hitting you up. They're like, nah, bro, I can't do it. I'm like, nah, I feel you. You're on a bigger label and shit, whatever. okay. But knowing damn well they could do it if they really wanted to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what it is, though. People look at that. They look at numbers. Numbers don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Numbers don't mean shit to me, and that's something I try to tell people. Man, don't look at the numbers. Look at the people who you're actually bringing in. Because if you look at another artist, and just because they're doing millions of plays and this and
Yeah.
that, dude, a lot of that stuff is paid. A lot of that stuff is bought through the labels and stuff that you're never going to be able to afford until you hit
Yeah.
those levels. Until you hit those levels, you need to build a community, a one-on-one. Anytime I get a new follow, I message back. That's how
Yeah.
we start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime anybody hits me up, I respond. Anytime a follow, I follow back. If they don't like respond to me, like I'll like thanks for following. Like I check that
Yeah.
shit. If they don't respond or see it, I'll unfollow them. Like you're not vibing with me. Like
Right.
you can follow me, cool. But you didn't want the interaction, well, I'm not gonna follow you.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
the way it is. Because I
Mhm.
want people who I can talk to. I want people who they're gonna get to know me. Dude, I've went by Solo since I was the age of 16. It was a nickname that you get in the streets and
Mhm.
your gangs and shit. Everybody had a fucking nickname. You know what I mean? It wasn't up until last year I started introducing myself as, "Hey, my name's Alex."
Yeah.
Like, my name's Alex. How you doing? Nice to meet you. But everybody calls me Solo.
Mhm.
I just, hey, Solo. Or I have some. Hey, Alex.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you. Whatever you want to call me. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, my name's, It's like, because a lot of people are like, is your real name really Solo? No, that's just a nickname I got from the hood.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Everybody calls me. Everybody calls me Glick. It's my last name. Everybody. I mean, like growing up, teachers, coaches, friends.
And I know a Glick over here. I know a Glick last name over here. It's so crazy. It's so
Probably a
crazy.
relative.
Yeah, he owns a screen printing company, and they do
Oh,
signs
nice.
and all of that. But it's called Glick Graphics. It's crazy.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, that's just what everybody. I mean, the people. My first, my real name's Chris, but not very many people call me Chris. Everybody in life has always called me Glick. I graduated with 10 other Chris's. And so it was just like you got to set us apart. So everybody's always just called me Glick, and
Well,
that's how I introduce myself to everybody.
yeah. Well, see, like my real name is Alejandro, so it's like I'm Hispanic, so it's like
Mhm.
telling people, oh, my name is. I always have to go Alejandro. Like
Mhm.
it's been like most people always say, like not trying to be racist and nothing, but like all the Caucasian folk, oh, like the Lady Gaga song. Yeah, like the Lady Gaga. Only Alejandro. Like, yeah, just say it like that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
just say it like that.
Yeah. You ain't gotta roll the R and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's one reason why I'm like, I just never, and when like I said, growing up, when everybody in the clique had a name, like you had a creeper, you had a sleepy, you had
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You had
Yep.
Joker and these are legit people I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That I fucking know, like they're
Yeah.
my family. And I remember like one night we're all partying, drinking. I was a youngster, and the elders, like, man, we gotta give you a nickname. And I was just like, well, what can y'all nickname me? And I don't know. We were all drinking and shit. I remember I threw it out. I was like, how about Solo? And they all looked at me and shit. And they're like, no, that sounds cool, and you're always by yourself anyway,
Mhm.
You're always doing your own thing anyway. And I was different. I was the rocker, and they were like these rapper dudes and shit.
Yeah.
But I was like the low key rocker dude, but I still was kind of like, vibing with them on that shit. But I really wasn't. I was just trying to fit in.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it just because they were like I looked up to my older cousins and all them, and they were doing that, so it was just like but it really wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't up until I was like 18 when I graduated and went to college for a little bit, and I started to be like, man, you know what? I'm hanging out with the frat boys, man. Fuck these gangster thug ass motherfuckers. You know? You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking chilling with the frat homies, man. And not only that, I can vibe with these dudes.
Hell
And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And we rocking some fucking Bullet from My Valentine, 3 Days Grace. You know what I'm saying? Like with some Steeler, nigga. Throw that Creed on. You know what I'm saying? Like we jamming. You know what I mean? And it was like yeah, that's when that divide happened, man. As soon as I got out of that high school and all that gang bullshit, like I was just like full blown into music. Thought I could have a rap career up until I started Reckless High at the age of 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was rapping. I had a few mixtapes and shit out here in Houston. I was doing shows. I opened up for Paul Wall, Lil Kiki. I mean, big ass name rappers.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I was on the circuit, bro,
Damn.
at one point. But I remember my last show was in Austin, my last rap show, and I had a promoter who would always bring me out there every year for South by Southwest. And I just remember I was on stage and the DJ, man, I had a crowd and people were there to see me. And there was a gang clique there, some rap crew, and they weren't getting the love. And I was just one dude with like two homies and a merch person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there was these dudes with like 15, 20 people. Um, and I would steal the show. And I remember like halfway through my set, the DJ started speeding up my music and started making it real faster. And I had to just like, and another artist that was there, like fucking like, it turned out like he like checked the DJ, like, hey man, what are you doing? And it's all on camera because I had a full-time camera guy at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was on stage, bro, looking at the crowd, I could see the hate in those dudes' eyes.
Oh yeah.
I could see it, bro, and it was piercing me. And I'm like, and I felt uncomfortable on there. One, because I had, all the chicks going crazy, and
Yeah.
they weren't liking that because it was their girlfriends, and you know what I'm saying? So the hate is boiling and boiling and boiling. And I'm like, at that moment, I said, dude, you need to get the fuck up out of this because this, like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
ain't it. This ain't it. And it was so crazy because I remember telling like one of my road dogs at the time who was always with me, I was like, man, bro, like, let's bounce. Like, I can't do this shit no more. He's like, hell yeah, let's get out of here before something happens. So, we ended up leaving before anything went down because it was going to go down because I was a hothead too. And I was ready to just look at me like, motherfucker touched me or something. It's on, right? But I was telling him, like, man, let's get out of here. So we did. And we got back to the hotel. And I just remember looking at him and I said, man, I'm done with this shit. He's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, man, I ain't doing this no more. He's like, what do you mean, rapping? I said, yeah, man, I ain't doing this, man. You see that? I said, man, you see the hate in those people's eyes, man? He's like, hell yeah, they wanted us. I was like, yeah, dude. I said, tonight could have ended different, totally different.
Yeah. Over nothing.
Over
Just
nothing,
jealousy.
right? Over
Jealousy.
nothing, right? Jealousy, exactly. So, I'm gonna kind of just go to the story of how I started Reckless High. So, we were in Austin. That happened. We ended up leaving. I had that conversation with my boy, like, I'm done. We get back to Houston the following day, and my birthday was like 2 days after that Austin show, and I ended up going to Uproar Fest here in Houston, and Papa Roach, Shine Down, POD, all these bands that I grew up listening to. And been a big POD fan since I was probably 15 years old. Like that was like, I listened to them because they were like, the Chicano dudes, the Mexican dudes in the rock game, and I was like, hell yeah, I can get down with this, and so I always listened to them growing up, and Kid Rock was like a big influence on me too. Like the Devil Without a Cause album was like the first album that I had, and then Significant Other from Limp Bizkit, but like. That Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause, Significant Other, from Limp, like that was the start for me, like into new metal. And I went to that show, and I'm in the pit, and I've been to shows before in mosh pits and shit. But after that experience I had in Austin, I'm at this show. I'm in the pit, wilding out,
Yeah.
raving, all drunk and shit. But bro, you know how it is. Everybody's just having a good
Yeah,
time.
man. Everybody's having fun.
Everybody's having fun. There ain't no, And my road dog Rodrigo, his name was Jigo. He was with me. I took him everywhere, bro. He was like cholo to the core. Like dressed like what? You know what I'm saying? Like I took this fool everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he just stood out. He just stood out. So I had him in there, bro. Having fun and shit. And I just remember, like, dude, I tell him, I was like, bro, this is what I want to do. He's like, wait, for real? I'm like, man, watch. One day, I'm gonna have a mosh pit like this. I'm gonna be on stage. He's like, oh hell yeah, I believe you, I believe it, I believe it. So the next day after that, I couldn't sleep. I had this idea. I was like, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna do this shit. And I was like POD, I could do that. I could do that sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the next day I went on Craigslist, musician ads. I need a guitarist, a new metal, starting new metal band, no music yet. You know, I'm just trying to build this. Nobody. Crickets for weeks, no reply. So my producer, who I have now, who I knew it since I was age 18, I hit him up. I said, hey, bro, I need a song. I need a rock song. I know you're a hip hop producer, but is there any way we can make something happen? He's like, man, I don't know, but come to the studio, we'll try. So we ended up pulling like samples of guitars onto a keyboard, and the first Reckless High song was played on the keyboard. The guitars, like the bass. This was in 2011, so everything like doing live instruments MIDI was like weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now it's all MIDI and it's all, you don't even need them. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how it's so advanced now. Anyway, so we're pulling all these samples and shit, and it took us probably like 10 hours. We come up with the first song. It was called Above Water. And so I had a song. I did vocals. My first time screaming and shit. And I remember my boy looking at me. He's like, bro, this shit's tight. He's like, this shit's tight, bro. I was like, hell yeah. And it was kind of funny because like at all the years I knew him, he really never like looked at me and was like, bro, you killed that rap.
Yeah.
But he was like, bro, that shit was tight, So I ended up getting on Craigslist again, and I was like, I got this song. Send me your emails, I'll send you the song. I'll send you the demo. So once I did that, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Drummers, guitarists, bassists hit me up. So I started just sending this song out. I mean, this is Houston, on Houston Craigslist. So dude, that's when I had probably like 10 drummers hit me up, 6 guitarists. I mean, so I was like, damn, I gotta hold auditions now. So I did the whole fucking audition in my living room in my old crib. Had musicians coming and going as they were leaving. One drummer, leaving the house, and then one pulling up, with his kit, because I didn't have a kit. I was like, bring your own kit because I don't got one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So there was like times where we were like, damn, dog, I would hear them conversing outside. did you just audition? Yeah, man. Yeah, okay, man. So it was shit like that. But man, finally got people together. Finally got the dream going. Shit, all these years, still here, still kicking ass. But yeah, that's kind of like 15 years summarized real quick. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, still here rocking, man. And
man, that's awesome.
I got some cool music coming. Kind of getting back on the new metal stuff because that's where I feel like my heart is. After kind of doing these fun records like Poison, Deja Vu, All Over with GT Garza, the Houston rapper one that you posted on your story. Just kind of doing different stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to get back to my roots. New metal it is. About to start banging out some new metal bangers. Shooting a video here in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
And it's like it's go time, and I'm kind of doing what I did at that time in the beginning. It's like I got like 6 songs ready to go. I'm gonna shoot videos with this, these homies that I know. But then I'm gonna use that as, hey, you know, to as my, as my advertisement and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I need musicians to come and be part of this, and but it's not gonna keep me from waiting till I find the drummer to go shoot a video. No, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
I got a drummer right now ready to be in any video I need. So unless I get lucky tomorrow or before the video and I find that right one, but I doubt it. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, you never know. You could
you
be
never know.
stopping at the gas station to fill up the truck, and you see some cat outside the gas station on some empty buckets. It's like, yeah, hold on a second. Hey.
I told my pat. Well, he's my ex pastor because he's not a preacher no more, but he was my childhood pastor. Anyway, I talk to him all the time. I said, man, bro, I feel like just what you said. I feel like I'm gonna meet these people outside of a store, in a grocery store. I'm gonna see somebody with a band tee, with my favorite band or something. I'm like, oh hell yeah! Every time I see somebody with a Slipknot, I always go 5, 5, 5, 5. They always turn around. 6, 6, 6. You know what I'm saying? I always do it. It never fails. Like, and it never fails. They turn around and they finish the lyric. And I told him, man, that's how I'm gonna find my next people. He's like, you know what, man, you're right. That's the way it's gonna go down.
You just let it happen. Yeah, you
just gonna let it happen
organically.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let it happen organically. I thought about putting ads out and all that. I said, nah, man, nah. I'm gonna just let my community, the people I know, like, hey, I'm gonna start building this thing. And
we found Levy at a Home Depot. Matlock says.
Matt, you still on? Damn, boy. I just looked at the time. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Damn.
I just looked at that too. You just kind of let things organically happen. Like for the longest time, it was just Jeff and I on here doing shows together, and we've had a couple people come through. They didn't work out. Didn't ruin friendships or anything like that. It was just, not the right fit. But then I had a friend of mine who now I just recently stepped away from the Monday night show and let him take over. We used to work together, and he would randomly pop up and kind of fill in. It was like, dude, you're actually pretty good at this podcasting thing. And then him and I started the Monday night show together. And then our boy Blaze, we kind of knew of each other from another platform we was on. He started out in the chat and then just popped in on a Saturday night and started hanging out with us, and things just clicked, man. And Blaze is awesome. Blaze has been an awesome addition to the network. He does his own show on Friday night. He fills in where we need people to fill in if I'm off or one of the other guys. Like, you just never know. Things just sometimes happen kind of organically.
Man. You just gotta let shit flow, man. That's how it is, man. You gotta let shit flow.
Showing them some love.
And I appreciate it. Hey, the homie literally lives right behind me.
Oh, nice.
he lives on the street behind me, like 2 houses down. That's funny, man. Fuck yeah. Nah, but yeah, man, David, he's the one on Poison. He's the one on Deja Vu. But man, I always feel like, that's why I said, man, the right folk are gonna happen. I'm grateful for the community and the musicians I can reach out to and to make shit happen, you feel me? But I'm not gonna let shit stop me, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna continue to do me and write and release music, whether whether the people are there or not, you feel me? Like,
you gotta keep doing what you like. Do what you enjoy. Man.
But I'm definitely stoked for these next new this next wave of music that I'm about to be dropping. Just been working on these new metal bangers. Man, I met some dope ass producers that I've had, just great conversations with, and one's from Ukraine, one's from freaking Germany, the other one's from, was it Slovakia, I think.
Oh wow.
And man, we've been just chatting, through IG, and they've been sending me records and like, dude, it's like, and it's so crazy because these guys are like some of the best producers, like some of the best musicians I've come across. Like, but dude, that's what the best thing about overseas people. They're passionate.
Yeah.
They're more just they're not spoiled like us Americans. You feel me?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they just have a whole nother drive, dude. And so it's been cool working with those guys because I've always worked with the same one or two producers here in Houston because they're the only ones I know who are going to do me right. But to be able to find new sound, new guys, and it's dope because I did a song today and I sent it to one of the producers just through like the video, like, hey, check this out. And like he was like, dude, that shit sounds so sick. It makes me so happy just to hear an artist on my shit like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you know, he's networking, we're networking. And I told him, I was like, man, if we can continue to cook shit up like this and you can give me affordable rates, I gotta pay him, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, nothing's for free. But I tell him, man, if you can keep shit in this bracket,
let's keep doing.
Bro, I could keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? But if you want, nah, bro, I'm just gonna stick to my own shit that I've been doing. But if you trying to do something here where we can work as a team and we can try to make some records that are gonna go somewhere, then let's do it. And it's hard to find people that are gonna do that. So to be in a position to where I have these guys saying, hey man, we're down to work, bro, I feel like I'm gonna take this shit to new heights already because the songs that I've gotten back already from two of these guys, bro, have been next freaking level sound, bro. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are banging ass new metal songs. I'm like, and honestly, intimidating. I was like, oh, I gotta come so hard on this. Oh, pause.
I'm clipping that. Let me jot down this time real quick.
I gotta come on that motherfucker's pause. Like, nah, for real though. You know, I'm like, damn, I gotta kill it. You know, I gotta kill this. I gotta bring my best.
I was already looking at the timer. I was like, I gotta make a note of that because I'm clipping that for real.
For real, that'd be funny. For real, that'll be funny for real. And I had to hit the pause because every podcast I've been watching, they're always, every time they say some sketch, pause.
Pause.
It's like become the new thing now, man. It's like you better say pause or you gay. You're on some Diddy shit if you don't say pause.
No Diddy here. Diddy free zone.
Shit. But anyways, brother, man, shit. It was great conversating, man. For real.
Yeah, man, for real. Definitely enjoyed the conversation. You know, Matlock, I gotta have my boy get at you. I was looking at your Instagram page. Thank you for the follow, by the way. You're doing some cool shit. And I think you'd be a cool guest for Jeff on Jeff's Garage with your fabrication and stuff like that. If you're still out there with your ears on. But no, man, this has been
David does quality work, man. I've seen his work hands on. Like, I'm like, damn, like it's some of that stitch work and shit he does, man. It's amazing. I'm like, I don't know how people do it, but damn, you know, it's a craft. You know, it's a craft on its own. You know, doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, bro, I'm glad we were able to conversate. And I honestly, going into this, I thought it was going to be the generic music questions and get into the depression and sad of the stories and
I like to tell everybody, I'm not your typical. I will never be the typical interview, and more than likely, you'll probably never do an interview like hanging out on Glick's House of Music again.
And you know what? I'm like, I was fully prepared to do it. I'm always fully prepared to do those generic, interviews type stuff because I've done them before.
Mm-hmm.
And I have that shit implanted in my brain what I'm gonna say. Like when you hear that typical question, But I feel like this is what people really want to see. I feel like this is the vulnerable side, just the realness of people, you know, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a trip because some people think, oh, you're a musician, you must be rich. It's just like,
Yeah.
bro, what? Like, let me
I'm
tell
just
you
an
the
average
struggle.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you the
Just a,
struggle of this shit. Like,
yeah.
yeah, y'all see me making music and shit on Facebook and on Instagram and shit. But Monday through Friday, bro, I dig ditches, homie, and I do
Hmm.
sprinklers.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like, yeah.
sprinkler works, homie. And I'm out there with the fucking raza, bro. I'm out there with the Mexicans, homie, getting tacos from the taco truck, dog. Like, you know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like, we out here.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
if you want to, if anybody listens to the replay or listens on one of the podcasting platforms and they're out in the area, you want to shout out your business so people can call you and get some stuff taken care of if they need to.
You know, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
New color landscape, new color irrigation. We do sprinkler system, landscape design, custom sprinkler systems, whatever you need. We get it done. You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
service mainly North Houston areas. Uh, Further north of Houston now that I moved way out to the country. I'm trying to get more established out here, but man, I pretty much go where the money's at. You know, if it's within an
Yeah.
hour drive, like if you, and that's how the city is anyway. If you can't, everything's an hour away.
Yeah.
You
Sounds
know,
like Florida.
but it doesn't feel like an hour because once you hop on the highway, you're gone. You know, it feels like
Yeah.
35 minutes, except if there's traffic or whatever. You know, so yeah, you know, anything within an hour, if it's worth it, and it's something, you know, we
There
can
you
do.
go.
I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
take
man.
pride in my work, just like I take pride in my music. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, man. But you know, it's the winter time. Things are slowing down. So I'm focusing on, you know, just myself. I've been working out, trying to get right for these upcoming videos. I told myself I got to give myself a chance in this thing. I'm gonna give myself a chance. I'm sober. I'm clean. I'm gonna get healthy. I'm gonna stand on business. And if I get that opportunity that I've always been waiting for, working hard all my life,
Mhm.
I'm gonna kill that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the big change is you have that same fire and that same drive and ambition that you had when you were 20. The only difference is now being 15 years older, you got a different mindset.
Hell
You're a little
yeah.
bit more prepared. You're a little bit more, in the right frame of mind to really take that next step, get over that hump. And I'll tell you what, man, as a new fan, somebody who's just starting listening and coming across your music, I'm eager. I'm excited to hear the new music. I can't wait for the new stuff to come out.
For sure.
One thing I
You
always
heard it first. You heard it first.
yeah. One thing I always ask my guests, because I'm a firm believer in making sure I have the right permissions and whatnot like that. Moving forward, as I said, we have shows 7 nights a week. I would love to put your music. We usually take breaks and stuff like that. I'd love to add your music into the catalog for break music. Anything, if you got new music coming out, don't be a stranger, man. Hit me up anytime. Hell, I'm half tempted to tell Connor to hit you up and see if you're available on a Monday evening and come up on the men's mental health show after having the conversation with you
I'm
tonight.
down, man. I'm down. I'm down.
If you're
The only thing I ask is if we can make some, clips and highlights and reels, so that the people we can really get the message out and what we're talking about. And to my audience, do collaborating reels and stuff like that. I really, yeah.
I've been a little busy lately. That's on me. I did start kind of unloading my plate because I did have a lot on my plate. Probably after the holidays, I'm going to get back into the full swing of thing, start making clips and reels. One thing I always try to do, especially from this show, is tag my guest and also send an invite for a collaboration. Sometimes they get accepted, sometimes they don't. But I think the collaboration on Instagram
I'm down, dude.
is a hell of a feature.
Yeah, dude. No, it is,
especially
bro.
amongst the community.
Yeah, because your audience taps in with my audience, and each audience is able to view this post, and it's on our page, so it goes to each. So I'm always down for that. Like I said, man, create some reels. I know we had some great topics in tonight, but Main thing is getting the message out, and I'm always down to chat, hit you up on new releases and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, just trying to build this thing up brick by brick.
Don't hesitate to.
At this point, anybody who wants to talk, anybody who wants to hop on, dude.
Yeah. Don't hesitate. Yeah, like I said, don't hesitate to hit us up for anything. If you see us live, I'm gonna tell you right now, you got an open door here on the network. If you see us live and you pop in like, yo, let me get that link, I'll make sure somebody gets the link over to you one way or another. You can come up and hang out with us. But new music, definitely keep me in the loop so we can promote it, share it out as well.
Do. And if you want to kind of do more of a generic interview,
I don't believe in generic interviews, man. Like I said, as a fan of music and as a fan of like quote unquote terrestrial radio, talk radio, I love what I do here because I still get the information I want to get. Obviously, but it's also
we talk about a lot. We talk a lot.
We get to cover a lot of things, and you never know where the conversation is going to go at the end of the day. But I still get to slide those generic sometimes those generic questions leads down a whole path of craziness or just a random conversation. I guess
that's my problem, man. I tend to ramble, especially when I'm high.
Well, it's not really a problem. I guess a lot of people say that to me, that I have a gift of gab, that I have a really good personality where people will talk to me and not afraid to talk to me, and sometimes purely organically and purely by accident. I have one thing in mind how I want an interview to go, and then next thing I know, shit starts to get real deep and it gets real heavy. I had a guy that's on a very successful radio station down in Tampa come on the show last year sometime, and we were both like, hey, we were going to cut it up, we're going to have fun, we're going to tell some dick jokes and fart jokes, and 10 minutes into the interview, it got real deep and it got real serious, and he was sharing things. And he was like, yo, man, we were talking after, and he's like, I haven't even shared this stuff on the radio. Like, that's his job. He works for a big radio station. He's like, I haven't even shared this stuff on the radio. And he's like, I don't know how you got that out of me. And I'm like, I didn't plan on it. I thought we was going to cut it up.
This is just therapy, man. It just allows people to open up, and even if there's not an audience out there, listening, hey, it doesn't matter. Like, you're talking, you're getting shit out your chest. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So, man. Allowing people to just to get on a platform, and even though he might not be on a radio station, he might not be able to express all that on that station. So, to be able to just sit here and talk about some shit and get deep, hey, man, it is what it is, and that's what a lot of people like these days. But, man, you know what, bro? My phone is like hanging on. I got like 6%.
Go ahead. I'll let you go, man. A huge thank you again. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcomed on the shows. You're always welcomed here. Anything we can do for you, we're going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing the hell out of your music like I do everybody else that comes on here. It really does mean a lot to me that you came on. I'll let you drop down. I'll do my spiel. I'm going to play one more song. I'm actually going to play Poison. Featuring David Matlock. You guys seen him in the comments tonight. And then I'm going to
thank you to everybody, anybody who watched, to your followers, anybody who follows, anybody who watches this thing through. Thank you. Love you. And God bless you.
Yeah, man. Much love to you, brother. Have a good one.
Hi, brother.
Best of luck.
Bye,
looking
man.
forward to the future. See you later, bro. Our guy Solo from Reckless High. Man, I knew he was going to be good. I didn't know he was going to be that good. That was awesome. Definitely huge shout out. Huge shout out. Make sure y'all are following him on them socials at Reckless High. You're going to see Matt. He's been in the comments, or Dave. He's been in the comments tonight. I want to call you Matt because of Matlock. You see Matlock down there. I'm going to play one more song, and I'm going to come back and do my whole spiel. This is Poison, featuring Dave Matlock. And who knows, you guys might see him up here on the network at some point in time, whether it be here or maybe on Jeff's Garage, because he does some kick-ass fucking fabrications. I was checking out his Instagram page, and you guys can do the same at MAT_Fab_TX, Matt Fab Texas. Go check him out. Show him some love. He's doing some cool fucking shit, man. That's awesome. Everybody does it. Yeah, right? It's just, I just go by names on the screen. David Matlock, man. Go show him some love. And then we're going to go ahead and play this song. And this is him on this song as well.
I've been drinking all night. Gotta do another line just to free my mind. So tired of all the stress and I'm losing my head, but I'll be just fine. Gonna drink all day and party all night, throw my life away. Every day feels like a battle, addicted to the pain, drowning deeper in my sin. I'm haunted by the past, the scars lie within, but I won't give up, this is where I begin. Against all odds, I will rise to the top, choosing to live and break the cycle, won't be like my pops. Damn. Can you take away my pain, my broken heart, my stress-filled veins? I don't think I'm here tonight, but I'll find a way to make it through this fight. If I wake up in the morning light, I'll be there by your side, we'll be alright. Find my problems at the bottom of a bottle, I'll be hungover tomorrow, full of shame and regret, so tired of this, I just wanna quit, but it got so hold of me, squeezing me, I can't breathe, brings me down to my knees. Lord help me please, these drugs are killing me, I'm so tired of all this pain, it's driving me insane. I feel the poison running in my veins, I wanna get away, but I'm to blame. I choose to stay inside the pain, I'm drowning deeper in the flames, nothing left for me to gain. I love the way it burns, I love the way it hurts, it never hits the same. Can you take away my pain, my broken heart, my stress-filled veins? I don't think I'm here tonight, but I'll find a way to make it through this fight. If I wake up in the morning light, I'll be there by your side, we'll be alright. Find my problems at the bottom of a bottle, I'll be hungover tomorrow, full of shame and regret, so tired of this. Find my problems at the bottom of a bottle, I'll be hungover tomorrow, full of shame and regret, I just wanna quit.
Yes, sir. Reckless High featuring David Matlock with Poison. Powerful fucking song there, especially if anybody's ever been down that road before. Anywho, appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview tonight. Huge shout out again to Solo, Reckless High. Y'all check them out. Show them some love. Tune in tomorrow night. We got a brand new episode of What the Fuck News. It's the news that'll make you go, what the fuck is wrong with people in the world? Sadly, we can't make this shit up. And also, as always, on Wednesday nights, we got the mandatory penis report. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll figure it out. Make sure you tune into the rest of the shows. Monday, we kick off 6 p.m., hosted by my boy Chris, a.k.a. Wally. Speedway stories and cold-blooded conversations. Everything and anything to do with motorsports and reptiles. Right after Wally at 7 o'clock on Mondays is Men Camp for Men. That's hosted by Connor. It is an open panel where they talk about men's mental health, and the panel is the door is open for any and all guys who wants to come in, take part in the conversation, and or just get stuff off of their chest. They are more than welcome to. Tuesday nights is Glick's House of Music. I'll be back next week with a brand new guest, and Glick's House of Music continues to expand their reach worldwide with Holy Oath coming to us from Canada. They're going to be fun. That'll be a good interview, a good time. Wednesdays, as I said, What the Fuck News. Thursdays, when Jeff has guests and when he's ready to do it, is Jeff's Garage. Friday is Blaze and Jeff hanging out, watching movies. On Nonsense and Chill. Saturdays is the main event. The show that started it all here on the network. Nonsensical Nonsense. We're kicking back. We're having a good time. The inmates take over the asylum. It is an open door challenge. We always drop that link in the chat, and anybody and everybody is able to come up here and take part of the show and hang out with us. All we ask is turn your camera on and please keep your penis and butthole to yourself. I hate that we have to say that, but unfortunately we do. And then we wrap up the week on Sundays with Unnecessary Roughness. It's myself, former guest of this show, and now co-host of Unnecessary Roughness, Derek Wayne Douglas, and my boy Big Rick. We're talking football, NFL, college, making picks, talking predictions, and just talking shit in general every Sunday at noon. So we got a lot of stuff going on. You guys are probably wondering, where can we find everything? Well, Facebook, Instagram, X, Tiki-Taki. Shows are live Monday through Sunday on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network. Or go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. It's been scrolling at the bottom of your screen all night long. All them links are there. You know the drill. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Give us a share if you'd be so kind. And don't forget to check out our merch store. We got some pretty cool shit in there. So you might find something you like, whether it be in the merch store or on the network. You're bound to find something. We do appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate everybody for being here. Shout out again to Solo Reckless High. And as soon as I figure out how to make my buttons work, I'm going to hit this button and get the flock out of here. And as always, be good. Be good at it, baby. Hit that button.
Nonsensical Network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football crashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical Network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds of tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical Network, always on repeat.